Hello everyone on YouTube. Today is going to be the return of another series of videos that I've been doing before, and that was the casting practice streams, because I kind of want to do that. So, here it is. We'll be doing a bit of casting practice today. This is the quarterfinals for Worlds 2014 between Samsung White and Team SoloMid. This is a quarterfinals in 4 games that ends up in a victory of Samsung White, but that is all I know about it. I don't know how the game played out or anything like that, so we will jump into it. The only thing that I'll say is the meta has not quite evolved since my last few casting streams. The only thing that really changed is the top lane champion pool, and also, while AD carries are very stale, mid lane, there's Zillion, that's a dominant force, and then you have assassins and mages that are still played. That's okay, but other than that, the meta is still the same. Still really much the same, and it's a meta that revolves all on team fighting, more than split pushing or anything like that. Basically the reverse of what we have right now with the Hullbreaker meta that I just don't understand. I don't understand the Hullbreaker meta. Oh my god, it's so weird. Anyway, I'm just trying to get the microphone back working for me, because I can't hear myself. I don't have feedback. Come on, work. Okay, so I don't want to have to press on it all day, so I'll find it. There we go. Okay, so let's get on to into it. Samsung White have ended their group 6-0, have not lost a game, and have looked like the most dominant team in all of the tournament. Like, all of the tournament, they have not... they have looked like the best team in the world. And it's not even close. Not even close. They are crazy good. And I can understand anyone saying that they were the most dominant team ever in the history of League of Legends. I don't know about that. I'll talk about that maybe in a few years when we get to 2015 Worlds, but we'll see. So yeah, a big reason as to why that is a thing is because Imp and Mata have been the most dominant duo lane in the entire game this tournament. Whereas some people like Name have not been looking that good in the bot lane, but that is most importantly because of the support that he has on him as well. There are some teams that have been looking quite bad, let's be honest. For example, I'm going to say Najin White Shield have not looked good. See, Najin Shield. There you go. Najin White Shield have not looked that good. I come out of 2 days ago of finishing the group stage, and I can tell you that, yeah, they have not looked good. Whereas Samsung White have really looked to be at the top of their game, and no one can touch them. Even if I know that TSM does get a game off of them right now, but that's it. That's all I know. But yes, I can see at the top here, Imp is first in KDA rating with a rating of 14.14. First of the whole tournament. I can see it at the top if you can't. That's just me not actually. Am I in HD? I am in 720. I cannot go higher than that because they don't have higher. So, unfortunate. I'm actually going to check if I can have a better quality by doing TSM versus SSW. It's the first game. Can I get HD? Nope, it's the same quality. Okay, so we're going to continue with that. All right. But so, of course, here they're going to give you normally lineups. Samsung White, Looper in the top lane, Danny as a jungler, Pawn mid lane, and Imp and Mata AD carry and support. On the other side, TSM, Team SoloMid. Dyrus in the top lane, amazing in the jungle, Bjergsen as the mid laner, Wild Turtle as the AD carry, and Lustboy as the support. Now, Lustboy has not been having a great tournament, but he has done a few good things. I remember some of his roams that were pretty good. Of course, the whole game plan of TSM is working around Bjergsen in the mid lane. Will it work out? We'll see. It might. it might work out. I hate that CS has different stats because it doesn't tell any real story of the game, you know? If you don't have any context as to why these advantages are created, it doesn't tell you anything, and I don't like stats like this. Given like this, it's quite weird and quite bad. Yes, thanks for the wave, Bjergsen. Young Bjergsen. 18-year-old Bjergsen. So that's quite weird, isn't it? To come back 8 years ago, you know? He's so different. Anyway. Yeah. And on the other side, of course, you have Pawn. Yeah. I think quite good Pawn, isn't he? He has played a bit of Zillion and everything, if I remember correctly. I don't have the stats on hand right now myself, unfortunately, which is quite bad. But yeah, again, all you have to say is that you just have to look at how games are played, not just the numbers. This is why I've been trying to do a bit more analysis and doing these casting streams, the practice casting streams, just to get a better analytical view of the game. And yeah, we'll see how it goes for me right now. All I know is whenever I'm watching C9 in 2022, I am having a blast because these games are so different. You can see so much the flair of LS in there that it's so good. And one thing that is categorized quite well is that style here at this World's Championship, because late game is the name of the game for everyone. Every single team is playing towards the late game. The only team that hasn't is Samsung Blue, and we'll talk about that whenever we get there. For now, though, we are going into game one between TSM and Samsung White. Samsung White on the blue side. This is a best of 5, so we are going to have at least 3 games today. So on the band, we have Orianna, Lee Sin, and Rumble, with the new icons for Orianna and Lee Sin, by the way. Not for Rumble or Alistar or Zillion. And yeah, on the other side, you have Alistar, Zillion, and Maokai. So these 3 are the standard red side bands at this World Championship. And the first pick going to be that Rise. Massive late game potential, and still can win some lanes in the early game. It's not like he's completely inert in the early game. This guy can still do a lot of damage, even early on, because of all of his point-and-click abilities. And, of course, he has amazing wave clear, can be used as a great top laner for that reason, and the potential also with the teleport with his Rune Prison. You always have to remember the Rune Prison, because it is a 1-second route on just point and click. So it will always have massive potential to carry games just with a single button. On the other side, you will have the Janna picked up as a support alongside the Kha'Zix again. Janna is a good lane bully, but also used for the Monsoon when it comes to the later portions of the game, which is quite strong still. At that point, it's really strong. And the displacement that you can get whenever you're getting some dive on you, that also does help quite a bit. Kha'Zix is probably the strongest support when it comes to the later portions of the game. So basically, he is the only jungler in the game right now that can carry games. Alongside maybe Rengar whenever he's played by Dandy, let's say. On the other side, you will have the Elise, which is a bit weird alongside the Thresh. Now, the Elise is really just there to make a bit of a junction towards the late game. It's going to be there to maybe try and give some advantages in the early game, but for now, the comp is pretty standard for Samsung White. Elise is really used in this tournament for just the pressure that it can offer, although against Kha'Zix, it will fall off really, really hard. Now for TSM, you cannot really go against Samsung White in the late game, so I would be more looking toward lane dominance, and a lane like Janna Lucian is pretty good for that. Twitch would also be a good little answer. Yeah, it would be a nice little answer to whatever Samsung White could throw at you, because you would be looking for the early game anyway. So, of course, Team SoloMid are going to keep their mid lane completely hidden for now. And you have Lulu, top lane. Good lane bully, but against a Rise, you will probably be looking for a lane swap. And now on the other side, we have a Twitch And a Jace. This is the first Jace of this tournament, if I remember correctly. I don't think he has been played yet. And there were apparently some rumblings of mid Jace, and this is what we're going to see right here. We're going to see mid Jace for Pawn. Now, Jace. So if you're really going for that Zed, you are going to struggle because again, ranged versus melee matchup. But of course, also, if ever you go for an all-in, Jace can answer really well. Also, exhaust. That is another thing that you can go with. And that's, of course, Dandy goes with. Pawn goes with. Actually, no, we have seen him twice already before. 0-2, apparently. But that's fine. That's fine. The stats don't mean much. Maybe it was played by a lower-ranked team like Dark Passage or things like that. I don't actually remember, unfortunately. I don't have, as I say, on my sheet, the spreadsheet that I've made with me right now, unfortunately. But so it is going to be that Zed answer. And, of course, Exhaust ruins the day of Zed. So we'll see how this matchup will go. Samsung Wine have really changed the identity of their team composition now. They're more looking towards early to mid-game domination with the Twitch looking to do the roams and not stay in lane against the Lucian Janna lane because it can overpower you. You're in a double ranged matchup against 1.5 ranged. I know that people like to say, oh, Thresh is ranged. Thresh is 350 range, I think. It doesn't really count, does it? Or maybe 400. It doesn't really count. When Janna is at 575, yeah, there's a bit of a difference. Anyway. I think this game is going to be explosive. You're going to have a lot of action early on. Maybe more towards Samsung White's bot lane, I would say. If they're looking for a lane swap, I don't think that's the right play. Yes, you will struggle with Twitch, for sure, but you still have a Thresh. I don't know if it's the right call to maybe go for that. I don't know. On the other side, Rise might struggle in the first few levels, so maybe there's something to warrant a lane swap right here. I don't know. I don't know enough about lane swapping, to be honest, because it was not a strategy when I really started playing the game. I started playing the game in late 2015. Of course, it was still there and was used until 6.4, I think, if I remember correctly, where it got changed to 6.5, with the turret resistances in the top lane being upped massively, and in the mid lane as well. And so from then, it was no longer an option to go for this. So we're in game now between Samsung White and TSM. Standard starts for everyone, as I can see here. Yep, there is a Relic Shield, Spell Thief's Edge for the supports, with a ward, a stealth ward for Mata. No blue trinket needed no blue mana pot or anything needed. Just a mid lane ward for Pawn used. Just to see if ever someone moves out to a side or something. But it's just defensive positioning on every single part of the map. Amazing will actually miss the spike. And there's going to be that ward placed by Dandy to spot where the Kha'Zix starts. When actually, well, Samsung might have played it very calm, very collected, and there is no vision placed from TSM yet on the other side of the map. And Pawn is blocking the entrance himself right here, so you cannot actually enter, and Lost Boy has already used his ward anyway. There's only one ward available. That one is for Mata, and actually there's two for Mata, and there is also one on Bjergsen right now. And also one on Dandy, if you count the stealth wards. This is actually going to be a lane swap for Samsung White, as I actually kind of predicted, let's say. They do know that he will enter, but they will probably wait for that ward to go off. Or not. They're actually going to enter a few seconds early. Now the ward dies. The ward died a bit too late, unfortunately, for their entrance. So Samsung White are spotted, and now Lost Boy is going to try and respawn on the other side. But Dandy has already made his red. He has already made his red, and it's just a 3-man invade, whereas Dandy has just made his red buff on his own. So this is going to be a triple buff start for for Samsung White, and immediately you're setting Amazing for a bad time. Because no red buff on the Kha'Zix, you're not going to be feeling too great. Your early game potential, well, it was already quite low, and now you have none. You have no early game potential, you have no CC really in your kit, or anything like that. Bjergsen is already struggling as well in the mid lane, not going to be able to get those CS. He shouldn't have started with that longsword also. I think Dorn's shield would have been much better for him, because he's going to have a hard time early on right here. Amazing in the Iris, looking to get the invade together. Are going to go for those golems, but the map is split right now towards Wild Turtle and Lost Boy. Wild Turtle not getting the solo XP, but neither is Imp on the other side. And now Mada, level 2, will actually look to roam a bit, or maybe just recall and go down. That might be what they are going with. Whereas right now, Amazing and Dyrus, again, playing together still. Dyrus getting no XP at all. Dandy shows up on a ward. Going to be spotted in there. All the top side of the map is available for Dandy to get. And so, of course, he will get those Raptors. And there's already a tier for Looper as well. Did he get the red? No, it's Imp that got the red. But he probably did get like a small Sentinel with it. A small Brambleback. I know that one called the Bramblebacks, but still. Alright, but yeah, it's just a slow play, slow push in the ball lane, getting that crash, and the wave is going to get reset if Wild Turtle really wants that, but now Mada can just go to that turret. Yeah, that's going to be a 3v3 in the bot lane, and, well, Samsung White are going to be, oh, Hook actually hits by Mada. The Rune Prison also connects onto Lost Boy, but that'll be it. Not going to be enough damage, and Wild Turtle actually reciprocates quite well onto Mada. Imp still alone in the top lane, gonna get a lot of farm, gonna get a lot of XP as well. Most importantly, the XP right now. He is already ahead of Wild Turtle since they are playing this together with Lost Boy. And this is a problem with Dyrus still being at level 1. This is a pretty big problem. Alright. Amazing still didn't get it back. On the other side you have Dandy with the Spirit Stone. Already on him and two different wards. Gonna be a slow push. Not gonna be frozen for Wild Turtle, unfortunately, here. Actually, there is Dandy in the bush. Pawn actually gonna go for a trade on Bjergsen, but actually loses that one quite a bit. So you're on a 3v3 here. Oh no, it's a 2v3. Sorry, Dandy was not there. What am I actually saying? It was Rise. It was Rise's icon. So it's a 2v3. Dyrus actually level 2. Gonna be able to shield himself and gonna take a lot of damage and gonna be zoned off. And that wave is gonna be staying there. Another wave normally. And Dandy's gonna be here. They're gonna try to dive him. The wave is gonna be set in place quite well. The ball lane, TSM, Wild Turtle, and Lost Boy are actually coming in. Dyrus gonna flash the cocoon. Actually, it wasn't Wild Turtle. Again, it was amazing. I don't know what I'm saying. Alright. The one that really benefited from all this passage of play is going to be Imp. He's massively ahead. One level up on Wild Turtle. That is the biggest thing here that you can see. The biggest difference. That pink ward will be cleared. Amazing gonna get the gold. Could have let it for Lost Boy, to be honest, but okay. Now Pawn is gonna play it safe in the mid lane. He knows that there are some people around him. He is level 6. Bjergsen is also 6, but remember, exhaust. You will not have any kill pressure right now against the Jace. You might get him low, but you will never really kill him. Imp gonna throw himself at Dyrus now. Gonna get a lot of damage from the creeps, but that is the expunge. Gonna deal a good amount of damage, but actually good response from Dyrus. And that was only a Dorn Blade for Imp, who didn't back yet. If he had the 6, there might have been a bit more kill pressure in there, but I don't even think he could have really killed Dyrus. Maybe, but I don't know. Now there's double Dorn Ring on Dyrus, but he is very underfarmed and underleveled right now. I mean, underleveled not really, he is at the same level than Looper, but Looper has been able to farm quietly and safely because he is in a 2v2. Mada is there to help him out, whereas Imp doesn't need the help. He just doesn't. And now, actually, there's going to be a TP from Looper to get up in the top lane. And now, at level 5, he feels comfortable going into 1v1 against that Lulu. Already 20 CS up, has that tier complete, and he's going to be okay. Amazing. Going to take a lot of damage, actually, from that one. But he's just going to take it back anyway. But just gifting the blue over to Bjergsen. Doesn't really need it, but it's extra gold, extra CDR, and also extra regen for your fatigue bar. So that's fine. Energy bar, I know. But yeah, Dyrus is going to really struggle against Looper now. And on the other side, Wild Turtle just got 6. So you're going to have half level XP difference between Imp and Wild Turtle. Looper playing it quite forward, but again, well, they know that there is a ward placed in there. Oh, Rune Prison actually connects, and that is going to be a big, big hit onto Dyrus' health bar. He's not 6 yet. I don't think he's close as well. He's going to need the help from Amazing. Even though Dandy was spotted, he will not actually really go for that normally right now. Okay, no, he is spotted as well. Dandy was spotted going back, so Dyrus knows that he can get this wave quite safely. Maybe try and get a freeze going just right next to your turret. That would be nice for you because you need that farm. You need this farm. You are under-leveled, under-farmed, and you need it right now. And now I can say under-leveled since he's level 5 only to the level 6 of Looper. Same thing, Imp, another level up right now, half level probably, on Wild Turtle. This wave is actually still going for TSM, but I mean, they're not going to lose much XP right here or gold. Imp can safely enough get everything here under the turret. And the Relic Shield even going to be used for that cannon. Oh, nice little bait here. Mata using the lantern, but as a bait here just to get TSM to go back a bit more. You know, that was quite well done. Just a little bait by Mata. No one was there. No one was even close. But again, Janna, Lucian, a lane that you cannot really dominate. The hook going to be wide by Mata. There's level 6 for Mata as well. Lost Boy is only 5. This is not a big difference here. The Monsoon is a big tool to get out. Okay, the Shock Blast will connect. But the Monsoon is a big thing to get out. And if you don't have it, you're maybe not going to have a good time again. So, for now, this is a pretty slow game. 10 minutes in, and we have not seen the first blood yet. No one was even really close of dying, except Dyrus at the top, in the top lane. But he had his flash, and there was no return gank or anything, so he's been able to get the farm back, and he has himself a chalice now, and gonna have his flash back. No return gank without flash will mean that he's just going to be okay for now still. Dandy, I won't say that he's lost on the map, okay? That's a bit disrespectful right now, but he's looking for many different things and ways to get in, but not actually getting one. It's going to be the spikes evolved for Amazing. Not too sure of that choice. I know leap is kind of bad anyway in this situation. Maybe the ult was nerfed at that point. Dyrus gonna take another good chunk of damage. Yeah, that Q from Rise, not something to sniff at. You will take a lot of damage from that, even if it is point and click. At that point, it was still point and click. Remember, the 2015 rework happens in 2015, not now. We can see a small CS advantage in the bot lane. There's going to be a BF sword and a pickaxe taken by Wild Turtle. On the other side, you're close to finishing the Blade of the Rune King, but it's not there yet. There's no recurve bow in this game. Remember, no recurve bow. And Pawn has been able to farm safely and got himself the Man Immune completed. Dyrus is going to take another chunk, and that is a bigger one here. Getting 2 hits of the Q in, and actually a third one comes in, and the shield was late. Dyrus didn't actually shield himself. He actually lost the HP on that. So now he's actually under kill pressure. Of course, there's the ultimate, so it shouldn't actually result in a kill yet. Not without assistance. Oh, that's a TP used by Looper. Amazing, going to be cancelled on the leap. But he's going to flash away and be okay. But that is a good setup to get that Drake. That first Drake is going to be pretty much for Samsung White now. Dyrus doesn't even TP for it. No one was really in position and they were all split up. Amazing also had to use the flash and it wasn't really safe. He also used the ultimate. It wasn't safe to come in and go for that. So instead, just give it away. But that does give now a 1,000 gold advantage over to Samsung White. Not something you like to see if you are TSM, of course, because this team, if it gets ahead, will be able to do a lot. However, I do prefer the late game scaling of TSM's team. But that is if they get there. Because, yeah, this team of Samsung White has been known for having the lowest average game time in the whole tournament. They have not lost a game, and they have had games that end before 30, basically. The first game that they've had against Edward Gaming was the only one that really was close, let's say, between the two teams. It wasn't even that close. It was just really dominated once Imp on his Tristana really got going. And from then, yes, he was a bit cocky, made a few aggressive plays, but it was still resulted in their win anyway. So you could say, did it work out? Yeah, kind of did still. Dyrus is gonna be spotting that ward, so he knows that he is under pressure. On the other side, though, there's no response since Imp and Mata already backed. So this is going to be probably just a trade of turrets, but who does that benefit? Well, a trade of turrets in this situation, I think is better for Samsung, because they are the ones that are looking for the extra gold right now to on their carry being Rise as well. This is their late game insurance, and if they're giving him gold, he's going to be able to get it. Shock Blast is going to miss as Bjergsen walks back to that ward. So Wild Turtle actually looks to get the second tier turret as well, but that's not going to be enough, and Imp shows up to clear that wave. Has the Blade of the Ruined King now, whereas on the other side, Wild Turtle is still waiting on his Infinity Edge. Probably has it now, but still has not taken the back. There is a ward behind, but there's no TP. Now, Cocoon going to hit onto Amazing. There's going to be a TP by Dyrus, but Dandy going to be isolated, and with that's first blood for Amazing, flashing from Looper. Going to go on to Lustboy. Lustboy now isolated again. Bjergsen comes onto Pawn. Pawn going to turn it around. The flash in, but not going to be autoed. Pawn is going to get out. The Blade of the Ruined King and Mata also with the magnificent hook going to fly. And that's going to be another kill for Looper now. That play that started well for TSM ended horribly with Samsung Boy getting 2 kills. One on each the mid laner and the top laner. But Amazing is going to be happy with getting the first blood. Needs to get ahead of his opponent. And that is something that he has done already right now. Looper tried to look for something against Amazing. But yes, so that ward spots Dandy. Amazing, gonna jump in. Gonna get cocooned immediately. Mata gonna hit the hook. So Amazing is gonna take a lot of damage there. Then the Monsoon connects. Actually knocks Dandy back. That was a great play. Isolates Dandy, so there was no heal that could come or anything. Pawn finishes Lost Boy as he isolated himself. Then Bjergsen actually uses the E instead of an auto. Then uses the Shadow, goes back on the Shadow, but is still stunned and cannot use that shuriken to kill Pawn off. So that's why this ended up being a net positive play for this Samsung White team. Still though, the gold advantage is only 500, so this early game has not been dominant in any mean by any mean for Samsung White. It has been controlled, has been maybe a bit too controlled, and not that bloody. I did say that it would be a bloody game, and I was kind of wrong. But now you have Looper with his Rod of Ages stacking. On the other side, Dyrus TP'd, but probably a bit late, and he didn't even get the assist on Dandy's kill. Apparently TSM fans are up. They're here, they're up. And yeah, but that's going to be another trade of turrets normally, with TSM getting the top turret and Imp going to get that bottom turret on his own. Actually, the turret will not fall. Looper. Lost Boy gonna get cocooned and gonna get room prison, and that's just it. Mata with the hook actually secures the kill. And that was a bit aggressive from this team. And now Dyra is gonna get jumped on by Imp. Imp level 11, dealing a lot of damage, but that will not be enough. He did not use his ultimate because he didn't have the mana for it. If he used his ultimate then, he would have not been able to use the rest. That Strong Blast did connect onto Wild Turtle, by the way. Even with the jump out, with the dash. Relentless Pursuit. It was not enough. The ultimate, the calling will be used to clear the wave. Okay. So, now Samsung White are 2,000 gold ahead. Just like that, from 500 to 2,000, they quadrupled their gold lead. And now Drake is going to be spawning in 30 seconds. They're going to be setting up a lot of vision. Look at all the vision in the top side of the map already. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wards in the top side, in the top blue side of the map. That is pretty massive. Bottom blue side of the, the red side of the map. Imp gonna jump onto Bjergsen, but actually Bjergsen gonna jump onto Imp himself. Now getting the shurikens and actually gonna get the kill with the ultimate. It's traded back for Wild Turtle with Looper getting a second kill. But that was a good play by Bjergsen. Dandy isolated. Amazing. Getting that kill almost. Now Dandy gonna flash out. Dyrus taking a lot of damage. Amazing. Gonna jump into 4 people with the leap and get decimated by Looper and Pawn. And that is gonna be another kill. Lost Boy goes down. Already 3 deaths for him. And that is bad news. You have both Looper and Pawn on 3 and 2 kills respectively. Now Dandy did fall down. I didn't really see how that happened, but he did fall down. And that is just... This is not good news for TSM. If you're a TSM fan, and you know who you are, this is not good news. Back then, yes, you know who you are, but right now you don't. So yeah, Imp is going to try to jump onto Bjergsen. Bjergsen is going to jump back onto him. The triple shuriken connects. Actually, that was a double shuriken. That connected. Amazing. Gonna find Dandy in the jungle. Gonna go onto him. Gonna deal a good amount of damage, but not gonna be able to take him down. Then, Dandy goes down from... Oh, that was the Q from Dyrus that just took him down. And then Looper able to get the 1 kill, and Pawn gonna jump on to get the other kill as well again. Oh, that was well played. That was well played. Using the shadow to jump onto Imp. With the hook from Mata not connecting because, well, he thought that he would stay there, but actually goes back to the other shadow. That was well done. And Bjergsen stays up, but Imp was not really that hurt, and that's just going to be another Drake. Second Drake for Samsung White. That's 3,500 gold in the lead now. Interesting game. Right now, Pawn also, no boots. Just not even going for boots. He has 2 items. A brutalizer and a pickaxe on top of it, and it has no boots. He doesn't need them really. He's just there as an artillery big hitter, and he doesn't need the boots. Of course, whenever he will, he'll probably go for the lucidity boots just so that he can spam his spells a bit more. But for now, he doesn't even have the mana immune completed. So the mirror mana, completed. So yeah, he's gonna wait for it. Wait for that. How many stacks are there? We don't really know, unfortunately, because you can't see it. It doesn't show, unfortunately, on the stats or anything. But we will see whenever it'll change the icon. It was the first time that he completed the tier, so it's probably quite close right now. I'll say it's about 200 from completion, probably, or maybe 100. I don't know. We'll see how close it is. But of course, you have a full item advantage for Pawn right now on Bjergsen. And it's not Bjergsen's fault. He has been doing okay. Also, as you can see, yes, Imp is down on CS, but has he had an impact? Well, he has tried to look for many things, let's say. Bjergsen level 14. Quite strong right now, you have to say. He has looked for many things on Imp, I'm talking about. Has looked for some things. Has died in the 1v2 against Bjergsen and Wild Turtle. Of course, Wild Turtle also himself traded his life. But Turtle has been able to farm, whereas Imp has looked for those ambush plays. Right now standing on a ward, though, so not really that sneaky. He's looking for the Yomu's Ghost Blade right now. Wild Turtle, I don't really know what he's looking for. It's probably Static Shiv, now that I think about it. But yeah, okay. It's just going to be some waves straight in the mid lane. Oh, big damage onto Lost Boy. And as I talked about it, Pawn actually got himself the Lucidity Boots, and the Muramana is completed just at the same time. So remember when he was dealing damage? He's going to deal a lot more now. This Pawn right now, this Jace, is extremely strong. You should have used that calling on the wave, because right now you're going to lose your turret. And Wild Turtle playing as a forward. Look at that! What is this positioning from Wild Turtle? Gonna be taken down. The ultimate from Dyrus actually keeps him alive, but that was really bad positioning from Wild Turtle. Playing way too far forward when the turret was about to go down. And that just forces him back, and Bjergsen gonna be caught by Imp, and actually bad shadow placement. He will be able to get away with the flash, but that is 2 flashes burned with 2 plays that weren't even really plays. And there's a massive wave set up in the top lane. That is one thing that is really, really massive from this Samsung White team. They're always setting up their next move quite well. When I say quite well, I mean extremely well. That's going to be ultimate from Imp. The hook from Mata connects and actually gets the kill because Amazing flashed in the box. He flashed on top of the box, so that will just be an extra kill for Mata. 2-0 and 5. Having a good game again. Has made some very decisive hooks. And he gets rewarded for it with a 2-0 and 5 scoreline and 5,000 goal lead for this Samsung White team. And the one thing that you have to keep as impressive is Looper has 100% kill participation on top of Mata. This is impressive. This is quite impressive. Alright, of course, though, this is not done yet. Let's be honest now. Come on, it's not done yet. This game is still open for a comeback for TSM. But will Samsung let them get that comeback? If they stay as a 5-man death ball, there's no real way that TSM can do anything, I feel. Once this death ball gets rolling, there's no real stopping this death ball of Samsung White. No one can really stop that team. And right now, they are still looking like the most dominant team, right? Look at their vision, though. Wow, look at the top side. You have 3 pink wards placed. All 5 pink wards are placed at the same time for this Samsung team. They're going to try and transition their vision probably around the bot side of the map now. You can see 3-4 wards placed on all the entrants for TSM. Means that there's very little option for going to this Drake. But if you let that Drake go and you let all of your jungle fall as well, what is happening in this game? You're not opening yourself for a comeback. You're opening yourself to get bleeded out slowly. Mata going to connect on that hook. Dyrus going to take a lot of damage, but will it be enough? No. The Lantern gets Pawn out. And that is just going to be a top turret for Bjergsen. Traded for a tier 2, and actually more than that, because right now, you need to back TSM. You cannot really go for a base race against this Samsung White 5-man death ball. They have a lot more damage than you do. And that's just going to be an inhibitor traded for 2 turrets? You cannot go for a base race. I don't really know what they're trying. They do trade it 2 for 1 in the turrets, but they're continuing. They're going more. They're doing more, and Dyrus is going to go down. Mata actually connects with the hook, and Amazing will also go down. And now, finally, Bjergsen and Wild Turtle did back, but is it too little too late? Bjergsen going to take a lot of damage from Imp. Heal used by Imp himself. Expunge doesn't deal as much damage as he would have hoped, probably. There's still a Monsoon. Mata connects again. Wild Turtle too far forward. Bjergsen going to try his best to get a few kills. Pawn won't even go down. And Lost Boy will also fall. Rune Prison and the damage with the Expunge. And that is just going to be game. Wow, really bad play on the map from TSM on the end of the first game right here. They tried to go for a 2-man on different lane push against this Samsung White team. I don't really know what the plan was. You would have never won a chase like that. you would always lose that. That base race would always be lost. Even if you go both of you on the same lane, there's no real way that you win this. This 5-man death ball is so strong. This just looks like TSM giving up. Alright, so we will take that 3-minute break right here that you see on the screen, and I will come back for the second game. I'm not here. And welcome back. I know there's this thing that's going on in the background, but I don't care about it. This is about Björksen, and I don't really care. Anyway, welcome back. We're getting ready for the second game between Samsung White and Team SoloMid. Now, TSM have played this game really weirdly. I don't know, man. That really was weird. Oh, here's the dick himself, Reggie. I'm sorry, I have to stay unbiased, but nah. Nah, fucking won't. This guy is such a douche. Oh, I'm gonna fucking skip him. I don't want to see him. I don't want to see Reggie. Anyway, I'm following the scene, okay? I am following the scene. Anyway. So, it was a very weird play from TSM to try and go for that base race here. I don't really know what the plan was. I don't really know what the plan was. They were trying to go for a base race on 2 different lanes. I just think they were like, okay, we cannot defend anyway, so let's just go for something, a Hail Mary play, and if it works, it works. They back off. If they don't back off, well, they called our bluff, and we lose. And of course, they're going to call the bluff because they are extremely strong at their point. At the point in the game, they are extremely strong, and they are not going to give up such an advantage like that. You know, they were massively ahead, and they're not just gonna do, oh yeah, we're ahead. Oh man, these guys are pushing our base. Maybe we need to go back to get them. When they have a massive wave with them, you know, and only 3 people to defend against 5, of course they're gonna go for the base race. Of course they're gonna go for it. And on the other side, well, of course Bjergsen and Wild Turtle have to go back, but by the time they already were back, the rest of the team already died. So yeah, that was kind of weird. So we're getting back into the game soon, getting back into the draft. What I want to see is just TSM really just go for a full early game. You have to go and try and surprise this Samsung White team early on and try and get a massive advantage just by that. Also, I wouldn't like to see the Janna for Lost Boy. He seemed really off and his positioning was really weird. Wild Turtle also had a very bad game with positioning, getting caught twice when he never should be. He played way too far forward sometimes, and that was just bad. So now TSM are on the blue side. We'll see how this goes. They are the ones to ban Zilean with Bjergsen on them. Okay. Samsung are going to immediately ban Orianna, so I think they really are respecting this control mage in the mid lane. It can do a lot to go and disrupt the plans of Samsung White. If you have that extra shield, that extra little bit of power that you get like that may be a bit of a problem. Rumble going to be banned alongside Alistar. I don't know this draft, by the way, at all. The first draft I did know about it, but this one I don't know about it. I don't know what's going to happen. So yeah, but Alistar, again, another normal red side ban. I don't know why they are really banning the Zilean now on the side of TSM. It's kind of odd. Because it's also a good early game champion, you know. It's mid game champ. You cannot win. He won't like win you the game in the late game. Maybe with a chrono shift, maybe, but still, it's gonna be Thresh banned by TSM. When you these are first pick. These are first pick worthy, and all 3 are banned. I don't really know. So Maokai is opened. Maokai is open. So that's just gonna be the first pick. On the other side, they banned Lee Sin. And I don't know about that. They banned Lee Sin, and I don't really know about that. Is that just going to be Janna Kha'Zix as a response? Like, for the side of Samsung White? This was the same response that that TSM has had in the first game, but it was not the same. It was for a Rise, and this time it is going to be that Janna Kha'Zix. But this is different, because here you're playing against a Maokai, not a Rise. So we'll see how it goes. And of course, I do still want to see Looper with that Rise. That is not a bad play to go with that Rise. But we'll see. Amazing. Maybe going to fall back onto his Jarvan. He is. He is going to fall back onto his Jarvan. Now, what is going to be there for... Okay, so it's going to be Nami for Lost Boy. Still not really revealing what you want in the team. Just a lot of team fight tools right now. A lot of displacement and... Well, I would say control of the terrain. You know, you have the Cataclysm, you have Dyrus's Maelstrom, Vengeful Maelstrom. So these 2 together, they can do a lot to disrupt the flow of a team fight. Now, you have Fizz and Twitch for Samsung White. Fizz is great against what TSM has put together. He can just go and play full Trickster away. Twitch, well, there's going to be a little bit of a stealth death squad with Kha'Zix, so that's interesting. And this is not what I want to see from TSM. They cannot go and tussle against this Samsung White team in the late game, because if you're not looking for early game plays, I don't feel like you're going to have a good enough time. That's a ghost for Looper. Is that going to be a singed? Is that actually going to be a singed? Oh my god, is this a singed? Oh my god, I saw him change to Ghost. I was like, that's a singed. And it was a singed. Okay, so the Looper special He plays Singed. Nice. Oh, I don't really know what to say about that one. This changes a lot. But again, TSM are looking for those mid-game team fights. But Singed changes everything. A Singed with Ghost can completely nullify your front lane. He's just not going to care about it. And, okay, well, he's going to care about Jarvan's ulti. about Jarvan. But, you know, about the Cataclysm, because he has no flash, so he cannot actually go over that. But if he's not actually getting into the Cataclysm, you can catch Wild Turtle easily. You can catch him. But that is a very interesting pick. This Singed is very interesting. And of course your eyes are going to be on that alongside the Fizz. This is another assassin versus assassin matchup. Like, okay, I won't count actually Jace as an assassin, but okay. It was more like assassin versus poke matchup, but here it's assassin versus assassin matchup. And early on, it should be Zed favored. Kind of. It depends on how the players play it, but if they're both at the top of their game, Bjergsen should be able to have a little bit of an edge in that matchup early on, as long as he takes the right trades and uses his shadows correctly. So, as I say, if they play it correctly. Samsung White are 1-0 up, and they are looking for the 2-0 and an 8-0 at this Worlds Tournament. We'll see if that will happen today. I don't actually know if they win the game, by the way, this one. I don't know. I know that TSM does get one, but I don't know which one. The second or the third. I don't know. It's probably the third, but the Singed throws a big wrench into the plans of TSM, though. Because they were looking for a team fight, and now you have a good split pushing threat as well. Like, Pawn with the Lich Bane can actually get a good amount of damage on the turrets. Looper will just be a nuisance in the side, and you have to care about him. And yeah, then you have a 3-man squad that can be a bit weak, especially if you really dive on top of them, and you have the possibility to dive on top of them. You have a Tidal Wave, Cataclysm, and Vengeful Maelstrom, as I talked about. And of course, you have the Twisted Advance to try and get it on top of them. So yes, there are ways to do that, and there was a sampling that was seen. So Samsung White knows that Dyrus is down here, but he doesn't know who is down there on the side of Samsung White. Looper could have actually gone for the Singed special, but that's going to be a 4-man invade. They are seen. Samsung White knows. And Imp is going to go to lane immediately. Just like that, he's going to go to the lane. TP from Dyrus to get back to the top lane. And Dandy is actually going to start on the top lane. And there's the poison immediately for Looper. On the outside is the sapling for Dyrus. And immediately Looper starts to go in between the lanes. Of course. I'm gonna get that wave pretty easily normally. Yep. That's all the wave done. And Dyrus is gonna struggle and be forced under his turret. Looper gonna check the blue buff. Wait Dandy. And gonna get that. He's level 2, so he can throw and fling him back. But amazing, might be there in time. He will not have smite though, neither will... Nope, Dandy actually had it. He has probably some CDR for his summoners, whereas Amazing doesn't, and does not have the smite on time to get that one. The cannon will be missed. The cannon will be missed against a bit of damage thrown on Pawn. That will not really matter in the grand scheme of things, because he has many potions anyway. That was a bad trade for Bjergsen in the middle of creep, so again, also takes a lot of damage from those. Amazing, gonna try and go for the blue buff. Oh, he doesn't have smite, and Dandy will have his. And he is spotted as well. Jana is moving forward, Mata. Amazing is leveled down. He cannot really go for that. He cannot go for this. Both wards are placed. There is Smite up now, but he is a level down. Bjergsen, though, I'm gonna change that complexion of the invade here. Oh, TP from Looper. He is level 4. He is someone that you cannot mess with right now. He has the ghost on, and Amazing will be fling back, and that will be first blood for Mata. On the other side, Pawn actually goes for the 1v1. Gets the damage onto Bjergsen. The flash out from Bjergsen at the same time as Pawn flashes in. This is going to be extremely close, but the auto attack is not enough, and Pawn survives and gets the kill. Everything goes wrong for TSM. Now, let's check exactly how this goes now. So, Mata has a red buff. That won't really change much in the bot lane here. He's just going to maybe try and play a bit more forward, but the wave is just going to crash, and Samsung are probably just going to go back right there. In the top lane, Dyrus was able to get a bit of farm, so that's fine for him. Mid lane is a disaster. You have double Dorn plus a cloth armor on top of already the flask for Pawn. Bjergsen having a really bad time around with just his double longsword and boots, so he's falling behind. Amazing gonna be okay with the wave that he took in mid lane, and you have Wild Turtle with a bit extra farm on top. Okay. Now, what you want is between the 2 minutes that Dyrus and Looper have a disparity in TP. Oh, Bjergsen actually uses his shadow. That's quite bad. He's going to take a bad trade. And Mata is there as well. Not going to be able to get anything done here, but... Sorry. But so yeah, in the top lane, what you want now is set up something in the bottom lane or in the mid lane. Have a TP flank from Dyrus, use that to your advantage because Looper cannot respond. So you just want to see a play from TSM now in response. Let Imp and Mata push, you know, you gotta do that. But right now the wave is actually crashing towards them, so they'll feel okay. They'll feel okay. Mid lane now. The matchup has completely changed. You have a level up for Pawn. And he will feel okay. Amazing. Waiting in the bot lane. Waiting for maybe a response to a gank. That might happen, but it won't. Leap from Dandy to maybe go and cheat a bit of vision here with the leap. Bjergsen. Gonna go towards the top side. Gonna place a ward down. Not going to spot Dandy, of course, because he is on the other side of that map. Oh, he leaped around. He leaped right in the middle of the vision. That is amazing. Dandy really, really smart right now. And he's going to spot Amazing in his jungle. Has no smite. That's a good amount of damage onto Amazing. And he has to flag and drag himself out. This is not over now. Bjergsen taking a lot of damage. Gonna take the spikes and go down. Now Dandy gets the level 6 on that play. Can they go for the dive onto Amazing? Gonna take a lot of damage, Amazing, and a Pawn tanks it all and goes down. And the TP from Dyrus is going to be late. That is another 2 kills on the side of Samsung while really dominating this early game. They are dominating this early game, and now Pawn is extremely far ahead, and Bjergsen is not having a good time. He's 0-2, has a little bit of MR with that Negatron, but on the other side you have a fully completed Seeker's Arm Guard. I remembered it this time. I remember last time that I completely blanked out on the name, but this time I remembered it. Alright, that was 2 months ago. Anyway. So Looper gonna invade for the blue again. And this time, even if TSM knows it, they cannot really respond, since the blue on the other side is not up. Imp gonna go onto Wild Turtle, gonna give him a beating, has to Valkyrie away. And you have a 20 CS advantage maybe for Wild Turtle, but that's not gonna do much in the grand scheme of things when you're going against a 2-0-1 Fizz and a 1-0-2 Kha'Zix. As an AD carry, you're gonna struggle, no matter what here. Even if you have a good amount of mobility, Looper gonna try and deal a bit of damage with his ultimate running to Dyrus, but Dyrus still holding strong in the matchup, not having a bad time, just farming it up. 15 CS ahead, but that doesn't really matter. It's just that, of course, Looper is just going to be that annoying. Oh, the ultimate actually misses from Pawn. Going to be retaliated with his own ultimate from Bjergsen. Going to take a good amount of damage. The ebb and flow from Lustboy. The flash cataclysm from Amazing. But there will be a response from Mata and Dandy. And now Lustboy going to be left alone, but flashes out. That is a great response again from Samsung White. Just Mata in position exactly when we need him to be. And Dandy also here for the response. That is game. That is just game, basically. I'm sorry, that's just game. Yes, Mata did get 2 of those kills, but having a support with the early kills is not a bad thing. Especially at this time in the game. The game revolves so much around the vision that even if here you don't actually get the kills yourself and you give them to your AD or to your support, this is good. This is good. He's going to be able to get even more vision, and getting early kills on your support is never bad. There you go. Now the late game kills, doesn't really matter too much who gets them. Is it better on your carries? Yeah, kinda, in the late game, yeah. Looper, just again, farming in between the lanes, being annoying, and no one is responding. Like, you can try and get a few kills on him, maybe, but that would make you lose resources on the other side of the map, and that is not something that apparently TSM want to do. Whereas right now, you're so far behind that you need to get something done elsewhere, and that is not what you're doing. No matter what, you are losing your matchup, so you have to find advantages anywhere else. And you're not doing that right now. You're just letting the... Oh, that's a TP out. That's a TP in, sorry. Now, Looper actually going to TP into the bottom lane. That is going to be a great monsoon to get TSM's bot lane in the middle. Dandy gonna go down, actually. Lustboy gonna get level 6. The tidal wave will connect, but Looper is not done. Amazing gets in. Imp flashes out, but the Cataclysm will get the kill. Lustboy stays alive for now. There's going to be the Spludge. I don't remember the name of the W. And he's going to be thrown on top of it, Lustboy. And he is going to go down from the poison. Looper gets 2 kills on that play. And Fizz gets another one. And again, this is just Samsung White accelerating. Just getting more and more done. That was a 3 for 2 in the grand scheme of things, but it will give a turret. It will give a turret. And now Dyrus is dead. Dyrus is dead. Yeah, Dyrus is just dead. He went to farm in between the lanes, just like what Looper does, but well, you don't have control of the sides. And now Dandy still has the leap, so not a good time for you. Not a good time for you. Yeah, Mata also flashes in. Dan Bjergsen gonna use his ultimate. Now Dandy actually gonna go down. Bjergsen gets that kill, but now you threw yourself at this team. Amazing doesn't have the flag and drag and will just be a sacrificial lamb. That's his 5th death, and him gets a kill. This was not good. Again, that just gives more resources over to Samsung White. They're already 3,000 gold up, and they're just gonna destroy this game right now. You have Zhonya's already completed for Pawn, which is massive. At 12 minutes, that's massive at this time of the game. You know, in 2014, that is pretty big to have already that much thrown in. Just already having 3,000 gold is massive. And you have no control on any lane now. You have a 3-0 and 4 Janna. Like, you might think that's a bad thing, but no, that is actually amazing. Have more resources on your support. That is great. Lustboy gonna take a lot of damage. Dandy gonna throw himself at the bottom lane. Looper gonna fling to the Corki back. Dandy gonna maybe go out. Oh, yes, the slow from the ultimate. The slow from the ultimate gonna be able to get that. Looper finishes the kill onto Lustboy, and Bjergsen not gonna get Dandy because he still had flash up. Oh my god, everything goes wrong for TSM right now. And this is just Samsung White flexing. This is Samsung White flexing their muscles, really showing that they are the best team right now at this World Championship. And they are really proving this. Mata almost wanted to steal that blue, but no, the Howling Gale not going to be able to do it. And that's just going to be Imp with the Expunge getting that blue buff. But you have so many advantages. The jungle, 2, 2, and 5. Big advantage, again. Because you also have more standing gold that was taken by Samsung White. You have 2 turrets. You have no Drake. Still done. But they don't need Drakes. Samsung White does not need the Drakes. They don't need the extra gold of the Drakes if you're just 5,000 gold up anyway. If they're always looking for the fights, TSM, well, fight them. Sure, let's go. And that's what they're doing. Samsung White, they're just gonna go for the fight every time that TSM wants to go for it themselves. Because, well, why not? Why not? We're stronger right now. We have more resources and everything. We have both of our carries, all of our carries with an item. So, who cares, you know? We're just gonna go for the fights. Your Jarvan is far down, 1-5-1. Yeah, sure, he's ahead in CS, but he's not ahead in the game. You have still not an item completed on your Zed. Your Corki is close to the Triforce, but not completed too. He still needs a Zeal, actually. So, you're just not having a good time if you are this TSM squad right now. You're 5,000 gold down. Unfortunately for TSM, though, they got the hardest pull they could have gone. They got Samsung White. Samsung White are the best team in the game. In World Championship, they are the best team right now. 6,000 gold up now at 15 minutes. This is probably the biggest advantage we've seen here. There's going to be a lot of damage onto Bjergsen. Not able to reciprocate at all. He has no damage. He cannot do anything. He's only level 9 to the level 11 of Pawn. Looper, also level 11, but at least Dyrus is holding on slightly. He is also level 11, but that's not going to do much right here, is it? The cask going to be thrown in. The venomous cask. But again, this is just a slow play right now. You know, you have had a lot of action for a long time, but now you have Wild Turtle with his Infinity Edge completed. It won't change the game, unfortunately. If you're TSM, you cannot even stall for the game. You are way too far behind. Whenever Samsung White are going to try... Oh my god, it was 142 gold. Whenever Samsung White are going to try to go for a play, they're just going to do it. And I don't think you have a real response. Yes, as I said, you have a lot of displacement, but what does displacement do when you have a Fizz and a Kha'Zix that just jump out of it anyway? You cannot do much, can you? And then you have a Flash on Imp, Flash on Mata, and Monsoon on Mata too. Those tools do a lot. They do a lot. And now it's 3-12 in kills. 6,000 gold, still standing for the lead. It's not accelerating, but they don't need to accelerate it. Right now, they just need more farm. They need to get a bit more. They need to get those items. And whenever they feel ready, they're going to go for the play. And TSM are going to try to respond for it. But, well, you're slowly going to bleed out anyway right now. If the game stays like it is right here, the game is for Samsung White. So, actually, even... I'm going to say, Samsung White don't even have to try for the play. But... because if they don't do a play, well, TSM are going to be feel forced for a play. So maybe they're going to barrel down to as 5 in the bot lane. Maybe they're going to go for Pawn as a 5-man squad. You know, are they going to get him? Well, maybe. But then what happens on the rest of the map? What happens to the rest of the map? Are you going to just go down? You know, a Wild Turtle going to be singled out by Imp here. Blade of the Rune King going to be used. Wild Turtle takes a bunch of damage, and the Expunge for the kill. He even Valkyried and flashed out, but didn't even use his heal. Would it have saved him? Absolutely not. But, well, it was something that was worth trying. Looper gonna get the fling onto Last Boy, and that was just the go button for Samsung White. They're gonna get the first tier turret in the mid lane, gonna get a bunch of damage onto the second. W thrown in by Looper, flash out from Dyrus, who doesn't have a choice. He couldn't really get in anyway. If you go in on this team right here at level 11 or 12, you will just go down. And there is no response on the other members of the team as well. So You just be sacrificing yourself for nothing because they can continue to push anyway. But yeah, this is just Samsung White dominating this game, dominating their opponent, and they are just going to slowly win out this game. I don't think this is a game that is out of their control and will ever be out of their control. Alright, Pawn finds the Iris. Gonna throw in the Vengeful Maelstrom, but immediately Pawn just tricksters away. Playful tricksters away. And he's even gonna be cheeky enough to get those golems himself. Can you catch Imp? I don't even think you can catch him. Now, Bjergsen is even looking for a Brutalizer, not even finishing an item yet. Mata has more items than Bjergsen at that point. I'm sorry, it's true. It's true. He has used more gold. My god. This Samsung squad is just... Whew, they're dominant. They are dominant. And we are setting ourselves up for a Samsung war between Samsung White and Samsung Blue. The last time these two teams faced off, apparently, Samsung Blue won the game, apparently. And it was a 3-0, I think? Or 3-2, I don't remember. It was one or the other. But yeah, the team of Dade actually won. Pawn not really using the Sheen to his best of abilities, but that's fine. Oh, that is Imp coming in, using the Rat-a-tat-tat. Gonna get a lot of damage, and that's 2 kills just like that with the Expunge. And the follow-up with the Claw from Dandy. Just like that, and then Looper gonna try and just walk in. He's waltzing in his way in the base. Gonna deal a lot of damage, getting 2 flashes down. Imp does have to heal because he was the one tanking the turret. But that's just going to be an inhibitor at 21 minutes. No sweat. No sweat for this Samsung team. Now 13, well 12,500 gold ahead. Man, this is dominant. And yeah, they're 40% up in gold from TSM. This is massive. Massive, massive. But look at Imp. Just no fear in that man. Just going in 1v4, gets a lot of damage. Bjergsen gets exhausted, so he cannot even deal enough damage to get Imp down to half HP. That is massive. And now, yes, you do have an inhibitor minion. You know, you have those big minions. But, well, they're more hindering you than anything right now. And as I said, Desperation will maybe force TSM into a 5-man mid-play. And that's what they're doing right now. Looper, with a teleport from behind, gonna flank the whole team. And oh boy, this does not look good. Pawn gonna get in. Gonna be rooted by the Twisted Advance, but not gonna be enough. Wild Turtle gonna be getting off by 2 members, but actually gonna trade Pawn, but that is already a double kill for Dandy. Gonna go back in, getting himself the triple kill. Lust Boy gonna be spotted and gonna be slowed. There's no more mana though on Dandy. Is it worth chasing the kill without any mana? I don't know, but all I know is that, well, this team of Samsung White is really scary, aren't they? He had enough for a leap, but not enough, not more. And there's Moby Boots, so Last Boy is trying his hardest to... Oh! Oh, that was bad. Oh no. He tried to do the flash juke, but he didn't go in the bush. Anyway, this play. So, Pawn takes a bunch of damage. Already used this playful Trickster and goes down, getting 400 gold for Corki, but it's too little too late. And Bjergsen also gets flung around, just goes on one side, goes on another, and just the fling gets him. That is a red wins open on Looper now. Oh boy. Oh boy. Tyra is gonna be forced to flash out again. He just cannot do anything. He's 0-2, probably the strongest member on his team right now, but not able to do anything. The rest of the team is too far ahead, and now we have a Lich Bane on pawn. No one can go against that Fizz. It is scary. That's a scary Fizz. That is a really scary Fizz. And also a very scary Kha'Zix. Has the Hydra and also a good amount of resistances. You have that Negatron Cloak. I don't know for whom, really, but okay. Still a Negatron Cloak, I guess. Imp gonna be actually good. Everything thrown on top of Imp, and the Monsoon will not be able to save him alongside the Exhaust. Now that's gonna be a lot of damage. Wild Turtle gonna flash in, get the kill onto Mata, but that is a 2-for-3 right now, 3-for-3 now, as Pawn is still alive. Gonna deal a bit of damage onto Dyrus and gonna be able to take him down. Man, that Fizz is scary, and that is a 4-4-3 with Looper and Pawn still alive and Lost Boy only for the other side. That is just dominance in the team fight, but this one was a bit closer though. It was well done by the TSM team to really go onto Imp. Even the Exhaust was not enough as there were too many targets on top of the Imp dealing damage, so it didn't help, really. And the game is still not over, apparently. There is a 15,000 gold advantage. 15 is a pretty big number. Let's be honest now. But let's check this back. So, Twisted Advance onto Imp gets really just full CC'd, and there's nothing they can do. Mata flashes away. Bjergsen gets hit by the fish. Will go down. Wild Turtle just tries to flash in and get the kill onto Mata, but he stays alive a bit too long, and then Amazing goes down. Dyrus just knows that he's dead. We'll try and do a bit of damage to Pawn, but we'll just go down anyway. And that was just a disjointed team fight, a bit. And it was also just a good surprise from TSM, you know, them going in like that onto the AD carry. Expected, but also kind of unexpected at the same time. And now, Samsung White are actually going to do something that they've not done in 3 of their 7 games. They're going to go for a Baron. And TSM are looking for a bush trap. Not really going to work when they're on Baron. You know, that's not something that's going to work. I mean, they are looking for it. They are really looking for it. But you're going to have to realize that they were on Baron. And now they do. Now they do realize. Will anyone come here, or are they just going to barrel down the mid lane? Well, they are just going to barrel down the mid lane. They don't care about what TSM can do, and that is evident right here. This is 17 gold ahead, almost 50% more gold. And look at Looper just going in the middle of everyone. Dandy goes down first, but Pawn, with his ultimate, going to deal a lot of damage. Wild Turtle going to go down from Looper. Looper damage is massive, and his tankiness is not something that you can go past, and that was just 3 for 1 and probably the end of the game. Lost Boy again getting out of a bad situation, but Amazing will not be able to do that as the Monsoon comes out, and Imp with the Expunge going to be able to take that kill. That is going to be 4 for 1, and Looper has a teleport, and he's going to use it. Going to come back into that fight here with full health, 3 items. And this is just going to be the game. Lost Boy cannot really defend on his own. Going to flash out. Bjergsen is back, though. Wild Turtle is 1 second away. Dyrus is also going to come back, but this is the second Nexus turret going down. The Nexus is exposed, and we also are going to have another fight here. The Twisted Advance will not actually connect, as it was a playful trickster away by Pawn. Wild Turtle taking a massive burst of damage, but this is not enough. Bjergsen will take down Imp with the aid of Dyrus. Will jump back out, and Pawn and Looper are also going to go down here very low, able to get a kill onto Wild Turtle, though. Looper still very tanky right here. 200 HP. Goes down, though. Pawn, 300 HP. Dandy gets in and will flash in, get a second kill. Pawn gets another. Bjergsen goes down. The Fountain Laser does take Pawn down, but that was a double kill for Pawn. And this will just be the end of the second game. A bit messy. at the end, you could say, but they knew what they were doing. They knew that the game was pretty much done, and they played around with it a bit, see if they could go a bit harder, play test a bit their limits. And they were able to finish this game pretty easily in less than 30 minutes again. Well done. Well done from this team. And they are really looking like the most dominant team. All right. With that being said, another 3.5 minutes. And we'll see each other then. And welcome back for the third game today. So, these last two games have been just dominance from Samsung White. And man, that is, that's interesting, isn't it? Oh, that's interesting. This is some interesting plays. They've played two games very differently. The first one was very controlled, very slow, and the second one was just explosive from the first time that Bjergsen died in the mid lane. That was just, yeah. This is lot of explosions in this game. Oh, that was also the top laner from Samsung White before. I remember that. That was from Samsung Ozone last year. He was also the top laner. I remember that. Haha. But Samsung Ozone didn't do well, whereas this team is doing much better. This team is doing much, much better. And they are basically just 100% the strongest team in the world right now. In 2014 at that point, they were the strongest in the world. And no one could deny that fact, no? I think that this was clear to all. I mean, come on, right now they are decimating this TSM team. But the most important thing is how they're doing it. Two very different games. One was very, I would say both are pretty dandy and pawn-centric. I think that if you really look into it, the Korea was the only region that really used the strength of a mid-jungle duo at that point. When will the mid-jungle duo really come into effect? I think it is from 2016 onwards, when you'll have the duo pairing of Trick and Perks as well in the game. And when you'll have, of course, still Bangy and Faker in the game. That's also in 2015. And in 2013, I don't remember them still having a great synergy together back then. You know, God and God's right hand. They are always there together. And since then, remember, SKT didn't win a title yet. Again, so is it the year? Well, they're 9-0 right now, so maybe. Anyway. Yeah, what else can I say about Samsung White against TSM? Well, Wild Turtle is weird with his positioning, isn't he? He's kind of weird with his positioning. He really has to work on that. Still, I think even with the Corki here, he played too far forward many times. Dyrus couldn't do much in his matchup against Looper once Looper got ahead with a few TP plays. This is one thing that, of course, Samsung does perfectly. The TP plays in the bot lane. They are a bot-centric team, and this shows. Like the 5-man dive in the bot lane, yikes, that is something that you see in Fnatic right now, but damn, you don't see that in 2014. Except here, in this game, and Looper, oh my god. 5-1 and 18. That is a small performance, isn't it? But that was his signature champion. Singed is Looper's signature pick, and it shows. He played it multiple times also in 2013, and then here in 2014. He played it here again, and that just is just that good. It's just that good. There you go. But now, TSM are playing without pressure. They know that they cannot win anyway. They know that Samsung are the best team right now. So, what are they going to do to maybe bounce back and get a game off of them? What are you going to do? Well, as I said before, and what they kind of did in their composition in the second game, they should just play for the early game. Don't play for late game team fights or anything. Just play for the early game. Play to maybe have a better matchup bot lane or mid lane, because that matchup went rough real quick. But that was mostly because of also the difference between Amazing and Dandy. Dandy was everywhere. He needed to be on the map. Amazing was responding to the plays as a Jarvan. As a Jarvan, you respond to the plays only. That's a bit of a yikes. So, we'll see how this goes. Because, I mean, we have had a perfect example yesterday of this exactly. Astralis versus Fnatic. Astralis versus Fnatic. Zanzar played Jarvan. He played it against a Xin Zhao. And he played it as if he was the one that was just the massive engage, no matter what. And did it work? Well, they won. Astralis won. So, of course. But he didn't care. You die? I die? Well, whatever. I'm going to just jump back in anyway. He goes in without fear. Now, did Amazing do that? At the end, but it was too late. Now, we are on to Game 3 between Samsung White and Team SoloMid. Same bans for Samsung White, going to be the Orianna, the Lee Sin, and the Rumble. And on the other side, Alistar, Zilean, and Maokai. Same bans as the first game. Are we going to have a repeat? And that is the Rise first pick. So, the answer is yes. Oh, or not. I mean, It's still purple. Okay, so it's Kha'Zix. And now that is just going to be the response for Rise immediately on the other side. I don't really know about that. I would prefer just to see the Rise for Samsung White, but instead they go for the Kha'Zix and they trade the Rise and the Thresh for Lost Boy too. He has played it multiple times already, has looked okay. Of course, he's not Mata, but has looked good on it. Or he's not also fucking Keria. Imagine that Keria was 13 in 2014. He was 13. Anyway, just let that sink in. And Tristana Morgana. Good duo lane, but can struggle early on, though. So we'll see, because Lucian Thresh can win the 2v2 against that Tristana Morgana. But they'll have to look for the 2v2 first. And that is just going to be the Jarvan again for Amazing. Yeah, okay. Mundo. Oh. I don't know about that. I don't like Mundo. I don't like Mundo, but the thing is, against duo magic damage top, because right now you kind of need more magic damage. So against duo magic damage top, I'm okay with a Mundo, because remember, magic resist is a big thing that he has on his E right there. On sadism. No, it's not sadism. It's the other one. Sadism is the ultimate. But okay, and it's going to be a Kassadin. Blind. A Kassadin blind pick. I'm not good with that. I'm not okay with that. Kassadin blind pick is abusable, and that is exactly what I want to see. That is the abuse that you want to see from that. And now, doesn't matter if you have more AD. Doesn't matter, because if you go against the Kassadin Mundo with AP, you're not going to have a good time. If you go with AD, though, with more AD than AP, that's good. And that talent is a good response. That Yasuo still works. That still works. All you need is a good AD champion that can dominate the matchup. And that works. He has a Jarvan with him, too. That's a combo. It works. I'm okay with that composition. It is mid-game focused. Okay, it's kind of mid-game focused with a good amount of late-game threats still. With Yasuo and Rise, you still have a good amount of late game. But Yasuo, you cannot understate the damage that he can do in the early game, whereas Samsung are full late-game team right here. They are all for the late game, and that might come to bite them back. We'll see how it goes, but I'm not okay with that composition for Samsung. Just because of what they're going against here. They are going with a full late game composition with a Kassadin blind. I don't like that. Especially the Kassadin blind, I don't like it. It's abusable, and it is going to get abused. I'm pretty sure that he's going to be a liability in this game right here. But we'll see how it goes. Bot lane, if they're going for a lane swap, that might cause a bit of problems for this TSM team, because if Imp is able to farm up and get to 2 items and basically skip his mid-game portion, yeah, you might have a bad time here, but I don't know if that will happen. We will see. All I know is that Samsung White are still 2-0 up. They're having a good time in this series, and we'll see if they can do the 9-0. The 9-0 right now in the tournament. They haven't lost a game yet. But will they? That is the great answer here that we will have in this game. All right. Samsung White on the blue side. TSM on the red side. Standard starts for everybody. And we'll see how the 2 minutes, the first 2 minutes develop. We will see. Of course, this is in Korea, by the way. So Samsung White have the home field advantage, you could say. Pawn looking to get the shield off, probably, you know, the flow of Bjergsen, and he's going to do it, but going to use a good chunk of his mana for that, whereas Bjergsen just has to walk to get it back. And he's just going to do that. He is just going to walk and get the flow back up. That one will connect, but that's fine, that's just a little bit of damage, but it's a good amount of mana off of Pawn. And, I mean, it's 1 minute in. He can still take it back right now if he wants to. But if I'm Bjergsen, I would continue going for those trades. Just lose more of the pawn's mana. The mana pool of a Kassadin is quite important in the early game to try and farm up. And if he uses more and more, that won't be good for him. Now, this invade was spotted, and that ward was just placed down just because of that. And will that be... Oh, that is a 5-on-5 right there. The Dyrus is going to get bound up, but Dandy takes a lot of damage. Flash in from Wild Turtle and Lost for the first blood. Looper going to also be very low, has no flash now, and the Flay comes in, and Wild Turtle for the second kill. That was optimistic from Samsung. They are a late game composition that are trying to go for a level 1 fight against a team that has way more tools to win the fight. I don't know about that. There were 4v5 as well. There was no Kassadin in there. Because at least he understood that, yeah, we cannot win this. We cannot really win this. We have shorter range and everything. Like, that's not happening. And that gives a massive advantage on the side of TSM. Of course, Samsung White, because of that, are going to look for a lane swap. But doesn't matter now, because you are ahead if you are the bot lane of TSM. The first blood did go to Lost Boy. 400 gold for the support. So that does give him half of his Sightstone already. So he will like that. Pawn gets zoned out of CS. So only 2 CS for him right now. But that wave is going to be thrown in too quickly. And that will just be shove 2 and do nothing for Bjergsen right now. Dandy and Looper are spotted, of course. I don't think Dyrus should have gone top. Because you will always have the bottom lane come back up right then. Because you have lost the level 1 if you are Samsung. So are you really going to look for a play without any summoners down bot? No, you're not. You're not going to win that lane. So get out, get for an easier lane, and sacrifice your Mundo. He's Mundo anyway, so sacrifice him. Bjergsen, a 5 CS lead, just a small lead. Getting that cannon, that's important. Imp actually has the explosive shot. He actually has the explosive shot at level 1, so... We will see how this goes, because he is forced to push the waves now. He cannot freeze or anything if he's Imp. Imp cannot freeze the lane. Now, Pawn, of course, has a lot more sustain because he has the 3 pots and the... he has the triple pot and the flask, crystalline flask. Gonna be traded, Pawn. Bjergsen tries to go for a big aggressive trade. Going to be Ignite thrown in, flash in, and the wind wall from Bjergsen comes through. That is just going to be a flash for, well, that's going to be flash for double summoner for Pawn. Not too bad. The wave is a bit in a bad position though, so we'll see how this will develop. But for Yasuo, it's not that important in a melee matchup and everything. As long as no one else shows up, it's not that important. Now, TSM have been able to get the first turret of the game, get a 1,500 gold lead. They're probably going to look for that Drake as well, which would give them a good lead right now, if they are going for that. And it looks like they are. This is not something that Samsung can respond to, because they have their bot lane on the top side of the map. Yes, we do see Mata coming down. You have Pawn also there, level 4. But I don't think that they're strong enough. I think they are quite weak. This Samsung team are really weak. They are not an early game team. They only have late game champions. Actually, the steal from Dandy and the kill for Looper. This is bad. Last Boy going to be taken down low, but that's not enough. Looper going to be taken down, and that's another kill for each of the bot lane members. Dandy does not have the leap and will be taken down too. Wild Turtle with a double. That's 302 and 203 for the bot lane. The beneficent of everything. They get everything in here. All the plays are for them. The beneficiaries, actually, I'm sorry. Mata going to try and keep the wave out of the turret, but will not be able to. Unfortunately for him, it will be taken under the turret as Bjergsen was still there. Imp going to finally take down the top lane turret after 6 minutes and just staying alone, but Yeah, sure, he has a 15 CS lead, but you're playing against a 3-0-2 Lucian, who is accelerated. Now, the steal comes through from Dandy, gets the kill onto Amazing as well, but then a double knock-up from Bjergsen. And then Dandy already used his leap to get in and cannot use it to get out. He didn't have the cooldown on it. No ultimates yet. Soon going to come into the mid lane. But that's it. Imp level 5. Did get a little bit of an XP lead. But you have BF sword against BF sword. There's no real advantage gain for the bot lane of either side. Just, you feel confident if you are Wild Turtle now. You know, you're 3-0-2. You're going to feel good about this. And Lucian is, of course, more impactful than a Tristana at level 5. There is no real way that you are stronger than that. And a good hook from Lostboy deals a lot of damage to him. That's him to 300 HP. Gonna be forced to use a potion. Amazing. Spotted. Gonna be rooted, actually. Dandy not gonna follow up on that. Imp takes a lot of damage. Flashing from Wild Turtle. Does he have this dash, the double auto after that? No, but this will be flash traded for flash. And no heal also for Imp, but heal on the side of Wild Turtle still up. Bjergsen level 6. And this game is very different from the others. Now, Dyrus should have a fine enough time in the bot lane, just farming it up against Looper. That is a big wave. And he's going to flash out. He did see Pawn moving, so he had to flash out. The calls were coming from Bjergsen, telling him to get out. So he did. And so he did. Ooh, okay. The Explosive Sean will be used by Imp. Takes a lot of damage back, though. That was a good amount there. And the ultimate, the Calling, will be used by Wild Turtle. Imp, already down to half HP, has a potion, but it's forced to use it, actually. He is forced to use it. And he's also forced on the turret, but if Wild Turtle was a bit more, interested in this game, he would have frozen that wave and kept it longer on his side and tried to deny a bit of CS, but that's not what he's doing right now, and Dyrus is actually here for a play. So it looks like they are just going to go for the turret, leaving a massive wave for Looper. While Turtle not going to be hit by that, and oh, the deny on the jump, and Dyrus comes into the fray, and that is just massive from Lostboy. Just denies the rocket jump with the flay. Well done. Well done. That is a mechanic that you can do on this champion. Pawn gonna jump onto Bjergsen, but not dealing enough damage. Not just yet. He doesn't have Rod of Ages completed. And has traded a good chunk of his mana for basically a non-chunk of HP from Bjergsen. He is a level down, but he might get it back. The level here. I don't know. What a cancel, though. Lostboy, that was great. He doesn't get the hook after that, but that's fine. It doesn't matter, because after that you have a Rune Prison anyway. Pawn taken down to half HP, just like that. Gonna be able to use the Catalyst Protector to get it back. Yes, Catalyst the Protector. At the time, there was a the in the middle there. It was not Catalyst Protector. Not yet. Soon, though. Good damage on the mid turret, taking down a half HP, but you are giving a bit of farm on to Imp and Looper, who is now 15 CS ahead of Dyrus. Not that important. Rise is gonna be there for the Rune Prison anyway right now, and that's it. But this is what I wanted to see, really. This is TSM using an early advantage and trying to accelerate from there. But it's also a bit of disrespect in the composition for Samsung White, no? I don't know. If you are Samsung White, you're like, okay, what is the only way that TSM ever get a win on us? Okay, it is if they go early game and that they just win like that. Okay, so we're gonna pick Kassadin Tristana. What? We're gonna completely disrespect them and go for Kassadin Tristana. You know, 2 very early game picks, right? No, come on. And that's a Drake for TSM now, 3,000 gold up. Do they have to accelerate a bit more? Kind of, but they also need their first items, you know? They don't have the first items yet, so first get that, you know? Get your first items, get the Static Shiv, get the Rod of Ages, get the Infinity Edge, and then win the fights. You should be close to the Infinity Edge anyway if you are Wild Turtle right now. You have already both the pickaxe and the BF sword, and you have 3 kills. You should be to it. You know, you should have it soon. It's not going to be that Brawler's Glove that costs 400 that is going to hinder you from getting that. I'm going to get the cannon. Wild Turtle. We're in a bit of a slow period right here. What should be the next move for TSM? As I said, just getting your first items on all of your laners would already be the first thing to do. I don't think you feel threatened about level 9 Kassadin yet. Yes, 9 out of 16 on the clock, but, you know, it's just 9. It's not game ending yet. 15, though, that is when it gets interesting. But even here, level 16 Kassadin is not the scariest champion in the game. I feel like a Tristan is actually scarier at level 16, you know? For this composition especially, since you are quite short-ranged if you are TSM, you know? If you can buffer the jump quite well, Imp, you won't have a great time. And Dyrus actually gets caught, and the rocket jump from Imp, and explosive shot, and that is just going to be Dandy getting the kill onto Dyrus, on the transition to the mid lane. Just gets caught, and that was a lot of damage. That was a lot of damage onto him. Still, though, that is a bit of gold for Dandy, for sure, but it's not game or anything. Now, TSM, you have to look for this. You have to get it done. If you don't, if you're trying to go for a play and it fails miserably, you are not going to feel good about it. Because the late game of this Samsung White team is hellish to go against. You have some tools to go against it. You know, Ryze and Yasuo are pretty good. Especially at taking out a Kassadin, actually. That's pretty good. It's pretty good against Kassadin, actually. You know, Rune Prison is a great tool against Kassadin, because you just put him in place and he cannot move for a second. That's just what you want for a Kassadin, you know? Just not let him move. So the top laners, though, on both sides are really feeling the pain, as both are level 8. Actually, well, Looper did get level 9. But not Dyrus. Dyrus is still level 8. Piercing Light from Wild Turtle really doesn't deal that much damage. He probably has the eye edge right now, by the way, Wild Turtle, but still didn't really find a back timing. You can cheat your back timing with your ultimate, by the way. Just saying, Wild Turtle, you know. Maybe try to stay the strongest on the game. That'd be nice. Dyrus, no more Rune Prison. That is big. He's dead. He's probably dead, or actually at least has to flash. And that is just going to be the flash from the spikes. But yeah, that is scary now. Dyrus without flash. Forced to back. Has the Rower, though. He has the Rod of Ages. Pawn did get his a few minutes earlier. Will get hooked. Does take a good amount of damage, but will it be enough? He's going out, flashing out, but he's just going down from the Ignite and the Cataclysm. And that's just going to be a kill and a TP from Looper used. So that leaves Bjergsen alone in the bottom lane. Alone to get that wave, that free wave right here. And yeah, That's a free wave, and I'm just gonna throw these 3 creeps under the turret. Next wave, though, is not gonna be put under the turret normally. There's gonna be the next wave, so it should be frozen. But we'll see if they keep the freeze. No, he won't. I know it, but come on. Let me hope. Let me hope. Let me cope. Let me have a bit of copium, please. Still, though, Wild Turtle and Lost Boy really strong in the game. 303 and 205. Sure, it is the support, but hey, a support can set up some plays. Looper, gonna be showed. Oh, okay, gonna use his ultimate to try and get away, because the Golden Aegis was thrown in by Amazing to slow him down. But he's gonna be able to go away. 30 seconds before the Drake now. 17 minutes into this game, you have a 4,000 gold lead. Hasn't really accelerated from, 10 minutes ago. And you still have only the same amount of gold, about 3,500. You need to go faster now if you are TSM, because this team, as I said, is deadly in the late game. Really, really deadly. Dragon is up. I would like TSM to go on it immediately. And they're not. They're not on it immediately, and that is quite weird. They went for the mid lane first as 4-man, so no XP and gold not for anyone. You know, it's just 30 gold. Oh boy, yeah. Instead of 200 for the whole team. How great is that? 217 instead you could have gotten, and then get the remains of the wave. No, instead you're just pushing the wave. Let him get that full wave, and that's great. You could have denied that wave. And instead, let's just throw it in. Let's just throw it under the turret. Yeah, that's good. Now Bjergsen going to put himself forward for getting that way, that turret. Amazing is going to be there to help alongside Lost Boy, and this is just going to be a tier 2 as Pawn and Dandy are playing towards the top side, getting something done there, maybe trying to deny Dyrus more. But to be honest, Dyrus is denied already. You probably should let him go. I'm kidding. You don't let a Rise farm. You shouldn't let a Rise farm. But right now, he is quite farmed up. Level 10. Has that Rod of Ages, just stacking slowly, you know. It's going to get there. But 100 CS for him. Level 11 on Dandy, just then. And that's a binding. Dark binding onto Wild Turtle. Now, 2 people coming in from behind. They are split. TSM is completely split. There's a TP coming in. Wild Turtle going to be thrown. Going to have Dandy and Pawn on top of him. Pawn taken very low. Dyrus staying alone here on top of 3. Goes down. Traded for Looper. This is a 1 for 2 for now. But that was a split fight that Samsung White really wanted to have. And that was a 2 for 1. You do have 2 items now on Wild Turtle. And Bjergsen probably close to them as well. Gonna take the boots first. He's gonna take the Merc Treads. But yeah, look at that. Bjergsen and Amazing completely split from Lost Boy and Wild Turtle. So this fight at the bottom is completely for them. Even if Looper stays. Well, shouldn't have stayed there, but that was a kill for Bjergsen. That's 300 gold for him. And then Im just gets the kill onto Dyrus. That's pretty bad for TSM here, but again, it's not game ending or anything here. This was just a bit of damage thrown in. A bit of gold back towards Samsung White. But now there is a 6,000 gold lead. Just in 2 minutes, they were able to basically double it. But they have to do a bit more right now. If you are TSM, you have to do a bit more. You have to go and look for the Baron, or look for more Drakes, or just force Samsung White to respond to you in a 5-on-5 team fight without having level 16 Kassadin or anything like that. Right now, you are stronger. You have 2 items on your Lucian. You have a item and a half on your Yasuo, which, if you find a good combo, is going to be deadly. Without Blade of the Rune King, though, but that's okay. Lyra is going to get the blue buff. Could be able to farm up a bit more right now. Has no TP, though, so if ever you're looking for a play on the top side, he has to come here first. We'll see if he will. Let's look a bit of at the advantages that you have in terms of CS. So you have a 20 CS lead for Bjergsen on Pawn, and a 15 CS lead pretty much for Wild Turtle as well. The rest is pretty irrelevant, to be honest. Yes, you have a small CS lead for Looper, but whatever, really. Oh, and Mata is going to be caught. No flash on him. He's in the Cataclysm and will not be able to get out. Mata will deal a bit of damage. He uses ultimate, but go down. Pawn jumping in the middle of all of them. The flash extension, and that was good. Bjergsen gonna be a bit too far forward. Gets taken down, but not all the way. Imp gonna be flashing out after getting hooked. Able to survive. This is a 2 for none. Bjergsen still alive, but very, very low. And Looper goes a bit forward, uses ultimate, and gets a bit of damage onto Lust Boy, but that will be it. That was a 2 for nothing, as Pawn played really far forward. Really, really far forward. As long as Mata dies, you should just let that play go. But instead, you play too far forward. You go back in, uses the Force Pulse, then boom, the extension from the Flag and Drag with the flash, and somehow Pawn is able to flash in the middle of CC. Okay. This game was broken. This game was fucking broken. How was anyone supposed to play this? I'm sorry. You should not be able to flash in the middle of CC. What the hell? Okay, TSMs are going to be spotted on that Baron. There's going to be the TP from Looper coming in. No ultimate yet. He is level 11. Baron taken down to 1,000. Going to be taken down before anyone can get in. Rune Prison takes Mata in, and that is just going to be another kill. 4 Wild Turtles. 6-1 and 3 now. Blade of the Ruined King also for Bjergsen. And that was good for TSM. They're getting an 8,500 gold lead. Bjergsen gonna jump in front, not gonna be able to catch Looper with the blade. I don't remember the name of the Q, okay? Wind Tempest? No. Anyway, TSM able to go in the base, get that inhibitor almost fully. They will get the inhibitor, actually, fully. And with double static shiv, your wave clear is nothing to sniff at. TP from Dyrus to get back to the ball lane where Imp really tried to get that turret. Will not be able to get it. I don't know how low it is though, but he will not be able to get it. Now, Looper and Imp trying to do that Drake. Going to be able to get it before TSM come in normally. With Dandy here as well. They are spotted as there was a blue trinket used, but they will be able to get it before there is any response on the side of TSM. Now, TSM, almost a 10,000 gold lead, have the positioning on the mid lane. No one can really respond, and no one's backing. No one is backing. Now, Looper finally going to back alongside Imp and Mata, but Imp and Dandy, but they are too late. That is a second inhibitor. And, well, Samsung White are playing, as I said, really disrespectfully already before in the draft. The draft was disrespectful to what TSM can do in the early game. And the level 1 went completely wrong as well, but that is what their comp can do in the level 1. It was supposed to lose that level 1, and they did. There you go. They tried to go for a very cocky play. This was apparently what was already taking this team, that gave this team some problem before. Cockiness. Cockiness was the big problem for this Samsung team before. And here it's in full effect. It's in full effect. You can really see that they are just going for the cocky plays. And all that you hope now is that for Samsung White, this doesn't show up for another 2 extra games. 25 minutes on the clock. You have 2 inhibitors down. The top lane is going to take a while to get back here, but you still have Baron for another minute and a half probably on this TSM team. Probably a minute, actually. Maybe a minute and a half. I was probably right. But you have a good amount of time still on that Baron, and they can get that 3rd inhibitor. They could try and get it. You have 2.5 items on Bjergsen, 3 items on Wild Turtle, 6-1 and 3. He's massive. Okay, you won't get that inhibitor yet, but you have to wait for the waves to come on, and then maybe you can get that inhibitor. Even without the Baron. We'll see how it goes, though. We'll see how it goes. You have a Frozen Heart as well for Dyrus. Not even 2 items yet on Looper. Not having a good time right now on his Mundo. But again, Mundo was really weird in this composition. You're just throwing that you want TSM to get AP. But instead, well, we're not going to get more AP. We're just going to play with a triple AD composition. What are you going to do about it? You have a Kassadin. Yeah, go with Azanias. That's not going to be enough when we are going to have a Blade. Oh, that is Dandy getting caught and going to go down from Wild Turtle and all the burst that TSM can throw in. This is going to be an Iron Solari shield as well thrown in, and they're going to be able to get the turret and get the third inhibitor if they want to, and they don't. They want to get the turrets. Yeah, oh, Pawn going to get caught. Going to be used to forced to use the Zhonya, and nice prediction from Bjergsen, but not going to be able to kill Pawn yet. The wind wall denies all the damage. Amazing will go down, and everyone is quite low on the side of TSM, but the Nexus is at less than half, and they will be able to finish it. TSM take a victory off of Samsung White for the first time in this tournament. And we will see each other again in 3.5 minutes. Boom. See? 3.5. Bye. I'm coming back for the 4th game. And welcome back for the fourth game. Oh boy. Yeah, I wasn't expecting this to go to 4. Except I knew, but anyone else was not really expecting it to go to 4 games. Sorry, I'm looking at Twitter on the side. I'm just gonna stop that. So stay tuned, by the way, as we are going to continue the stream after this practice stream session. So, yeah, fourth game. The third one was quite dominated by this TSM team, but as I've stated, it was a draft difference, really, because at this point, it was just too much late game, not enough in the transitional stage or anything like that. You can play late game. Of course, you can play the late game compositions against an early game composition, but you need something to make the link towards that late game composition. Even on C9 right now in 2022, you have things like Xin Zhao and that kind of champions that do scale in the late game, but that are still strong in their compositions in the early to mid game stages that still are able to make the plays happen. So there you go. That's my take on that. Write it down. Write it down. No, but it's just that you play with a Kha'Zix, you play with a Mundo, you play with no engage in the bottom lane. Also, you play with a Nami, right? That was a Nami, right? No, it was a Morgana. So, I mean, you play with Dark Binding, which is slow and dodgeable, especially by a Lucian and a Yasuo with Windwall, and you know, Lucian with the Relentless Pursuit. That's dodgeable. So the only ones you're going to really catch are like Jarvan, Ryze, or Thresh, but you only want to catch Ryze. Of course, Dyrus did die twice, I think, in this game, or even thrice. Sure, but he was never going to be a real carry in this composition when you have a Yasuo and a Lucian for that early game. Early to mid game. And of course, yeah, it happened. They did go for that early to mid game, and they did get that victory. And it was just disrespect from Samsung White. If they take that down, if they get down from their disrespectful times, they are going to be able to get to just that W pretty easily normally. Because Samsung White are overall a better team. So this shouldn't go to 5 games. You should just finish it here, play more with more of an insurance towards that early to mid game. Get your carries ahead, play it the same as you've done on the other 2 games, and just win it from there. Yes, your compositions were more mid to late game orientated in the first 2 games. The third one was completely late game. And all you need is just to not play it dumb. I'm sorry, this is weird to say it like that, but it's true. Just play it slowly and wait for TSM to come to you, because in that one, you went for a Drake. You did get the Drake. You did get a kill, but you lost 3. And at that time, yes, you think, yeah, okay, we got the Drake. Hey, that's not that bad. And then you see a Lucian with an eye edge at 14 minutes, and your hopes go down. And then you have a static shiv at 20. That's not good. That's not too good. But yeah, okay. So, of course, average game time, as you can see, is pretty low, actually. 27 minutes and 57 seconds and 27 minutes and 28. That's for all their wins. Average. So, yeah, 27 minutes. So, let's hope that this one goes also 27 minutes or less. I don't know. How long is this one? Oh, this one looks long. This one's longer, isn't it? This one is 40 minutes. Nice. Hey, that's okay. Maybe they're actually going to go for the same late game composition and this time play it more slowly, not let TSM get these advantages early on, or less of advantages early on, and get the victory from there. We'll see how it goes. I don't want to speculate too much, even if I know that Samsung win. All right. Let's do this as if I didn't know the result, okay? Of course. But as I said, in the first 2 games, TSM, positioning-wise, were bad. Wild Turtle played bad in his positioning. Lustboy wasn't good on both his Nami and his Janna. The Thresh was much better, but you're never going to get that Thresh right now, I feel, because if you take the Thresh as a B1, what are you letting on R1, R2? You're letting some massive picks go through, maybe. You can let, like, a Rise and Kha'Zix go through, and that's not a good trade. You want to let one or the other. Maybe you're going to let the Maokai go through, and that also is not good. But do you think that the Rise is worth it at that point? I don't know how the thing would go. Anyway, 1 and 2. Remember, that's the scoreline. Of course, Orianna has been banned all 4 games by Samsung White. That is interesting. They are giving a lot of respect towards that Orianna, the supportive mid laner that can really control that mid lane and not let it be explosive. TSM are also taking down the other very control mage in Zillion. They're also taking down Rumble and Rise this time. On the other side is going to be the Orianna, Alistar, and I think you should let the Maokai go through because you have found a response in that Singed. It has worked quite well, but it was also because of Dyrus's unwillingness to use his teleport at the right amount of times. But this time the Maokai will be taken out, so all the power picks of the Alistar, Maokai, and Zillion are going to be banned. And if it is that Thresh first pick, you're letting the Kha'Zix go to the other side, and I don't know about that. But we'll see. I'm thinking Kha'Zix Blitzcrank. Do you think Blitzcrank would come in? I have a suspicion that it might. Anyway. Ooh, whoa, that is different. That is a Yasuo R1. First pick Yasuo. That is weird. That is weird. You're throwing in... so Pawn has a lot of confidence in his Yasuo. That's my number 1 take on that. And I don't really know. So the Lee Sin is, of course, that early game transitional champion that you were looking for if you were white. Okay. Jarvan is wrong. Jarvan shouldn't be the answer. Jarvan shouldn't be the answer. If it is, you're opening yourself up for a disastrous early game. If it's the Kha'Zix, though, that's a bit better. I'm saying a disastrous early game for a single reason. Because we've already seen that Dandy is the one to instigate the plays over Amazing every time. So, get yourself the Kha'Zix, play it as you should with the Kha'Zix, which is responding to the play, and then we'll see from there. So Lucian is going to be taken by Team SoloMid, but on the other side is going to be an immediate response from Braum Twitch. Strong lane. Strong lane, much stronger lane than the ones that they've taken before because of the Braum. Of course, Winter's Bite is a strong tool. You do need to hit it, though, and I don't know about that on a Relentless Pursuited Lucian, but okay. But right now, we still have the top lane open for Samsung White. For TSM, both solo lanes are still to be taken. That is not what I want to see. That sucks. That really sucks. This is bad. Don't take the Mundo. Mundo sucks. I'm sorry, I'll say it. Mundo sucks. Okay, Ahri is okay. I think it's fine, but against Yasuo, he will struggle, and the Mundo is taken. I don't like that. I don't like that pick. Oh boy, you're losing a lot of power with that. Okay, so there are a few reasons why I don't like Mundo in this position right here. Oh, and it's a Kayle as a response as well. Okay, so Kayle will have a free lane. Samsung White are not looking for a split map. They're not looking for a split map. They're looking to do a full no lane swap early game, just like in game 2 actually. And they're trying to just let the Kayle farm up, let the Twitch have a bit of a difficult lane against the Lucian, but he's going to be able to farm up and have the Unbreakable on top of Mata, to help Imp stay alive and everything. Ahri Yasuo is going to be a very hard matchup for the Ahri because, of course, win wall. So whenever you're going to go for the full trade, Winwall is just going to deny that, and you're not going to be able to get anything done. If you played correctly, you should never really throw it all in before Winwall is down, and that's a 24-second cooldown, so we'll see how this plays out. But this is much better for Samsung White, as they have some better early game transitional champions, and more chances also in the late game, because, I mean, come on, Twitch is still a very good carry in the late game with that 45 AD buff, I think I will say, on the ultimate. Maybe it's less, I don't know, maybe it's less. Maybe it's 45, maybe it's 30, I don't know. I'm sorry. However, what I do know is Aether Wing Kale as the skin for Looper. That's a good skin. Anyway. But here we go for the fourth game. That's what I know between TSM and Samsung White. Still the same players, of course, for both sides. There's no substitutes or anything. And this is an interesting game. A much more interesting game. Both sides have tools to get closer to the late game. Of course, I would give the edge to Samsung White because they are just a better team overall. Amazing. Oh, the Winter's Bite connects. He has to flash out. He has to flash out. Amazing. Gets hit by the Winter's Bite. Forced to flash out as Samsung White 5-man invade. Of course, that will warrant a response on the side of TSM's bot lane. But now will Imp and Mata stay? They are apparently looking for the lane swap, I would say. Or are they looking for whether or not TSM go for the lane swap? I don't think they should. I don't think that TSM should, but will Imp and Mata go for it? Because right now, this is all about Samsung White being like, okay, we have put the ward. What are we doing? Whether are we changing our positioning? Whether based on whatever TSM's bot lane does. And it looks like they are looking to lane swap, I would say, with how Imp and Mata are positioned. They will lane swap. And on the other side, it'll just warrant TSM's invade. Oh, Bjergsen gonna get a bad trade right here. Take a bunch of damage, and the Orb's Deception doesn't actually connect from Ari. This will just be a fast level 2 for both Kha'Zix and Dandy. Well, Lee Sin. I say one on the champion, I said the other one on the champion. Anyway, then gonna go on the White from one side and the Wolves on the other. Will we see like a level 1 dive on the mid lane? I don't think so. But that would be an interesting play, no? Like, just let the wave push into you if you're pawn. But that's not happening. But imagine that. You push the wave, you let Bjergsen go forward, and then you have a Kale and a Lee Sin on top of you after that. That would be interesting, and not something that you probably see in a lane swap. You normally see more of the 4-1, you know? Having 4 on the top lane or the bot lane. But again, Imp looks like he's freezing this wave. Whereas Wild Turtle is not. Or maybe now he is. No, it's too late. There are too many creeps. The wave is not going to freeze. It's just a slow push in the bot lane. But you're not slow pushing into anyone. So, yeah, you're just going to reset the wave. If Looper was there, he could have gotten a bit of XP on that. But he's not. He is level 2 though, and look at that. I was just talking about that. The free man, it's actually even a 4-man. Winter's Bite will connect everything on top of him, on top of Bjergsen, and he will just go down. This is exactly what I was talking about. An interesting play that results in the kill in the mid lane. Just like that. Just a play that is not something that you would expect from a team looking for lane swap. You know, the 4-man in the mid lane like that, and just surprising the other mid laner without any vision. Of course, though, if I think that, then probably Bjergsen or someone in TSM should also think about that. Because if I can't see it coming, maybe they should too, you know. And we still have a 3-man here waiting in the bush, the bottom bush. He is a bush. I'm a bush. Imp still keeping the freeze quite well on his side as well. That's quite nice to see. At this time, people really knew how to freeze, and then it's an art that got lost to time. There's still 4 men around that mid lane. Bjergsen is really getting targeted right here. With his Ahri without Spirit Rush, of course. Finally, though, everyone's going to go back. Wild Turtle going to deal a bit of damage to that turret, but on the other side, he just keeps freezing. It's just fully frozen. And this wave is still normally not going to bounce back. Or maybe it will now because it actually got 1 creep down. Maybe it will go back. Avarice Blade plus Vamp Scepter immediately for pawn. He is already a strong Yasuo. Got the first blood and everything. So that is a strong Yasuo already. Having the 20% crit chance since it's doubled. Yeah, that's interesting. Remember, by the way, doubled. Because right now, if you remember, it's 250%. But before it was 200. This season, last season, they changed it when they changed the items that gave only 20% crit instead of 25. So they changed it to give him still a 2-item power spike with 100% crit. And now it's the time for TSM to try the same play on pawn. However, this cannot work for a simple reason: win wall. Win wall is there. So this is not working. Because if you don't get the first CC off, how are you going to get a CC chain off? Yup. And you don't have a release or anything for extra CC with the cocoon or anything like that. So this is just going to be a Drake taken with a good juggling of the aggro to not actually get hit. Except on the last one, but that's fine. Yeah, before you could do that. This was weird. It was weird times, man. And now that we're past 7 minutes, Imp actually throws the wave in at 7 minutes on the clock. Just when the defenses of the turret go down. I think it's 7, right? I think the defenses go down at 7. We'll see by the damage that he does to that turret, to be honest. And both 3-man squad are both coming in to the enemy jungle. Both are going to get a turret at the same time, and both are going to get the blue at the same time as well. This is just mirror plays that aren't actually going to give an advantage to either team. The only play that really gave an advantage is that play in the mid lane. Because all of this is just the same, mirrored. That's it. So who does that actually give the edge to? Well, the team that wants to play more towards the late game portion of the game, which is Samsung White. This actually does give an edge to Samsung White, just because they are going to skip a bit of that early game portion. And even in the early game, they do have options. You know, it's not like they are completely inert in the early game. One more auto, and that is going to be taken down. Now, the boots are going to be enough to catch Imp, actually, but no one else is close. No one else is near enough. And that'll just be Imp going into stealth. However, he's not leaving the area just yet, since Mata is right next to him with Dandy and Looper also lurking by. Wild Turtle going to be tagged, going to take the bait, and Winter's Bite will not connect, but Dandy is still following, and Wild Turtle will be taken down with Expunge, but it's not enough. The great sacrifice from Lustboy, but it's not going to be enough because Pawn shows up, and Dandy with the Flash Cripple, is going to get the double kill just like that. That's 2 kills again for Samsung White. And that was just a bit of disrespect after the turret falls, and they're like, okay, well, the bot lane is going back, you know, but it's a Twitch. Ambush is a thing. And he used that to his advantage. getting the double kill just like that. Well, I mean, one for Lee Sin and one for him. And now the Twitch that was quite even with the Lucian is now ahead with almost completed Blade of the Ruined King. Dandy getting the level 6. Amazing also has it, but both top laners do not have it yet. And poor Lost Boy is stuck at level 3. Almost did save Wild Turtle in that play, but was not able to, unfortunately. He used a great flay to try and deny Dandy and Mata to get on top of Wild Turtle, but in the end, it didn't really matter, and the kill did go through. That was unfortunate. And now Dyrus forced to use his ultimate. Winter's Bite does connect, but he was already too far gone. He was too far gone, and there's no static shift yet on pawn, even if that's not that much of an advantage. It's not massive or anything. Amazing, gonna jump on towards that mid lane, trying to catch Imp, but he was already aware of that play, and will just jump out. Imp actually gonna ambush back to the side. Gonna deal a lot of damage, and that's a good kick. But Bjergsen not able to be taken down yet. But the ultimate will take him out, the Spirit Rush. But Amazing, not in a great position. Gonna be forced to flash away. Gonna get out, but that Dragon Rage kick was pretty good. It was a turret in the top lane, plus a turret in the mid lane, so that is 3 turrets for TSM. And they keep the gold even, which is not great if you are TSM, because there's a lot of standing gold with that mid and bottom lane turret. There's going to be a Drake also, and remember, TSM got that first Drake. So this shows how behind they are actually right now. Because that mid lane turret is a pretty easy target. If you don't have Ahri though, because wave clear is a thing for now. Ahri's wave clear is going to be okay, and when Bjergsen gets the Deathfire Grasp, he will be able to one-shot the waves. Normally with one Orb of Deception. Yes, I do know the name of that. Haha, I know the name of all the kits of Ahri. It's Orb of Deception, Foxfire, Charm, Spirit Rush, and I even know the passive. It's Vastalion Grace. Maybe not then. I don't think Vastaya existed back in 2014, but right now it's called Vastalion Grace. Maybe before it wasn't called that, though. I'm gonna check, actually. Let me check. Ahri Wiki. Ahri League of Legends Wiki. How... Is there a trivia? Oh, right. Now it's Essence Theft. They changed it. Now it's Essence Theft. Anyway, wait. There's a play in the mid lane now. Lost Boy gonna jump in alongside Amazing. Imp gonna be taken down low. Bjergsen actually jumps in with his ultimate running as well, but this is just going to be a 2-for-2 now. Both ball lanes falling down. This is not enough. Amazing will be jumped on by Dandy, not able to take him down. Double kill for Pawn as Bjergsen is forced to go away. Amazing will be able to get one back before he goes down. This was actually a good trade for Amazing himself, but the trade is awful if you count it all for TSM right now, because you give 3 kills to a Yasuo. He is going to be really accelerated right now. But, shit, wait. I want to see, I'm sorry, I'm not actually caring about this right now. I know. Essence Theft. So that's the new one. Renamed Essence Theft from Vastalion Grace. So that was actually in 1018. Never mind. That was quite a while back. I should have known. Shit. It's Essence Theft. When did it change, though? I want to know. When did it change to Vastalion Grace? So it was Essence Theft before. Then they renamed it to Vastalion Grace. And then they renamed it to Essence Theft. God damn it. God damn it. Okay. Well, the more you know. Of course, I really like Ari, by the way, right now. She's quite good, I feel. Anyway, we have a play at the Drake. So, Essence Theft. The Drake is going to be taken down for Samsung White, and now they have a 2,500 gold lead. Winter's Bite will not connect. Mada jumps back in the front, but Pawn actually going to get charmed, but will have the ultimate on top of him now. 1 for 1 for now. 2 with Imp getting a double kill. With his ultimate running, rat-tat-tat, and triple kill. Imp gonna be able to get 4. Bjergsen alone. Will it be a pentakill for Imp? The slow from Cripple gonna come through. And Imp gonna get the pentakill. Man, wait a minute, because I was completely focused on the other side of the fight with Wild Turtle really getting in there and really getting forward and everything, but Imp gets himself a pentakill at 15 minutes in the game. Let's see this again. So Wind Wall is used, the Charm connects onto Pawn, but Intervention is used on Pawn. Then Dyrus gets knocked up, goes down. Wild Turtle uses Rat-a-tat-tat to get 2. Then Amazing goes down again to another auto attack from Rat-a-tat-tat. Then Wild Turtle able to trade Looper, but goes down himself. And this was just... Okay, this was just a 5-on-5 that Samsung White are just better at. That's just it. They were just better. They were just better. This is a 5-on-5 that, yes, TSM could win that 5-on-5, but they played it slow, they played it calculated, and TSM are just routed from that. They just didn't know what to do after the first 2 kills. Basically, they were just in full retreat mode, and Imp didn't let them go. That was just great. That was just Imp showing his class. And that's his second pentakill in a single tournament. Really, he got 1 in the group stage as well. Against Dark Passage, but still. And this one's against TSM. This is a bit bigger. And would you believe it? There have been 3 pentakills in this tournament already. 1 from Reckless and 2 from Imp. Yeah, Reckless. Yeah. I was there live for his pentakill in the LFL. And oh my god. The reaction was so loud. And I jumped up. Okay, look, it's one of my big things. I wanted to see this live. I wanted to see the LFL days live. I live in Nice, okay? I live in Nice. So I was like, okay, I'm going to take my ticket. I'm going to go. And I went for both days. It was amazing. It was such a good day. Oh my god. Anyway. Oh, Jared Iris going to go down. Wow, that was just a straight up 1v1. Pawn 1v1ing Dyrus. That is a no. That is not something that should ever happen. And yeah, okay. This Samsung team is really far ahead. You have a 7-1-3 Twitch and a 5-0 and 5 Yasuo. This Yasuo is unstoppable. You will not stop this Yasuo, man. Let me tell you. Especially not with just an eye edge on a Wild Turtle or just a... Yeah, how are you going to... Okay, Bjergsen gonna get tagged by the Winter's Bite, gonna jump in with his ultimate, just to dodge basically, but look at the damage from Imp! What was that? Yes, there will be a trade from Mada, but on the other side, Dyrus was left to rot after his TP. Amazing dodge flash in and get the kill onto Imp. After a pentakill, that is pretty big shutdown. Looper will be taken down. Actually, that is pretty damn good. That is a great trade. Big shutdown for Amazing with a double kill. And that was a 3 for 2. TSM showing some signs of life here. Still though, I'm sorry, but this doesn't look that good. So Dandy gets tagged by everything, Charm and everything, but look at the damage onto Bjergsen. Just gets deleted by the Expunge. Then Imp takes half HP. Dyrus just gets left to rot, as I said. Ultimate from Wild Turtle does tag a lot of damage. And then, because of the poison ticks, Imp takes the aggro of the turret and is forced, well, to go down. Unfortunately, with the flashing from Amazing. That was well done from Amazing to get that kill back. And that ends up being a 3-4-2 and some good shutdowns overall. We'll see how this develops for this TSM team now. But they have shown some signs of life here. There are only, I would say, 4,500 gold down. So this is not game ending by any means, but if you look at the gold, at the item advantages though, my god. Yeah, you have a Yomu's Ghostblade plus pickaxe already on Imp. You have a BF sword on top of 2 items for pawn. Yeah, that's not too good. Lee Sin is irrelevant in terms of his items, we don't care. Looper, 1.5. After a non-early game, this is quite good. He has 12 assists, so you take it if you're Looper. You take it, having an item and a half with a already completed Nashor's Tooth. But on the other side, you're still waiting for key items. Wild Turtle still doesn't have his Static Shiv. Kha'Zix doesn't have his second item completed too. Dire is going to take a lot of damage. Pawn for the trade on the 1v1. Going to flash in with the Q at the same time. And Darius is just going to go down. Pawn. 1v1 Darius again. Imp now going to be jumped on by Wild Turtle and Amazing. Not going to be able to survive. Wild Turtle gets that kill. Charm connects onto Pawn. But he is going to take down Lost Boy with the help of Dandy. And that is just a 2-for-1 trade. Yes, Imp does go down, but you still have Pawn to care about. And you might argue he is actually bigger, even if Imp got that pentakill. But imagine losing the game if you actually get that penta. Man. I only know of 2 examples of a pentakill that doesn't end the game. Well, you know, where you don't actually win the game. There's 2 examples that I can recall. There is Wonder's Rise in MSI 2019. And then there is... Okay, Dyra's going to be jumped on, actually. Winter's Bite connects onto Amazing. Charm connects onto Mata, but that's not enough damage, and he will just be able to jump away with the sand behind me. He is going to get hooked on by Lost Boy, though, and a great kick by Dandy to isolate Amazing. Winter's Bite will not connect. He will be able to leap away, and this is just a no kill. No kills on that one. So that is a lot expended for nothing on both sides. Even Dandy, that kick could have been a bit better, you can argue, because he didn't actually get him back on the team of Samsung White. He just was onto the side and was able to jump away. But yes, I remember of that kill, that pentakill, you know, on Rise. And I remember also a pentakill by Reckless at the 2018 MSI on Ezreal. So these 2 examples are the ones I have. If you have any other, please feel free to let me know in the comments. There are probably a shit ton more, but those are the 2 I remember. Because they happened at 2 MSIs. So yeah, yes, I'm counting in international/regional tournaments. So from the 5 major regions and from MSI or Worlds. So there you go. Or All-Stars in 2014 or 13 also, but I don't think there was one. So there you go. The pentakill from Balls in 2015 Worlds, they did finish the game after it. The pentakill from SOAS in 2015, they also finished the game after it. Against Flash Wolves. So yeah, no, those don't count. It's gonna be on 5 to save the game, you know. Anyway, let's focus back on the game. So, Dyer's not having a good time on his Mundo, but I feel like Mundo is not a good pick in this tournament anyway. Seriously, I don't think he got a win yet in the tournament. So, that goes to show how useless that champion can be right now. Because, 1, he will always fall behind. Number 2, they will always look for a lane swap against the Mundo, and he don't really like that. That was a lot of damage on Mata, though. And 3, the team against that is just going to pick around that, and there's going to be no MR. No AP threats on the other side. Just one AP threat, but that one also shreds MR. So, yep. Okay. And they are just barreling down. Wait a minute. This is a base race. And actually, TSM have an edge. They have a one turret advantage. So they have the edge. And they are going to get that inhibitor against just the turrets. That's the thing. They had an edge of one turret. And now, though, we are looking for a 5-on-4 because Imp actually backed, but the rest of the team didn't. So that was looking for a 5-on-4. But, oh, they're looking for a Baron. They are looking for a Baron now. They're like, okay, so now TSM are going to actually reset. Oh, they were standing on top of a ward. So they're not able to do it. They are not able to do it. And they're going to bait it. They're going to bait it. There's no blue trinket. There is no blue trinket. Wild Turtle's going to be tagged, but that's just going to be it. Ambush on the side for Imp, but not enough. And Baron's going to be started now. They are really trying to bait TSM in. Winter's Bite connects onto Dyrus. The Lantern takes him away, and the Baron is just going to be taken out of it. So that was just a good positional play by TSM, able to really get that. And yeah, that's just good. That's just good. They were able to get the inhibitor, get force pressure in the mid lane, and that just, that loses a lot of time for this Samsung White team. But at the same time, is it actually a good thing? Maybe. Maybe. I'm sorry, I'm looking at something else here. I've had a bit of a weird time. Okay, anyway. Sorry. I'm sorry, I'm having some absences sometimes, but that's it. That's just me. Charm going to connect onto Mata. He uses the Unbreakable before that, though, so he will just take the CC, but not that much damage. 2 items for Bjergsen, but you can argue that they are not the strongest of items. Pawn has about 2000 HP only, by the way, with that Giant's Bell. Not doing too much for him, you could argue. And unfortunately, they're not doing much with their mid lane pressure right now. TSM, they are not throwing in too much on the sides or anything. And now this situation is reversed. Because now TSM are the ones with a turret down, but everyone else backed. So this is just going to be a trade of turrets. But no, it's just going to be a turret. It's just a wave in the ball lane. Thrown under the turrets, but taken by Dyrus as well. But can we see that in ball lane? Or can we not? I guess we can't. We're more excited about Pawn farming a mid lane. Anyway, you also have an 80 CS advantage. And Pawn took the mid lane turret, but we're not even seeing that. Oh man, it's more interesting to look at TSM just going to that turret. But speaking of that turret, they will be getting that. And actually, are not going to go for the inhib itself. Winter's Bite not connecting by Mata. Dandy coming onto the side. Let's place that ward. Looper not jumping in on that. They're seen. They know. They 100% know. Oh, they don't. They don't know. I thought that the bush was not warded on their entry. So everyone's going to reset. Everyone is going to reset. And now there are some pings on the Baron. There are some pings on the Baron, which is a bit weird, but I think Dragon should be the next step for this Samsung team. Get a bit of extra gold. You are 6,000 ahead. With that one, you'll be 7, and you will probably... Okay, you have Infinity Edge and Last Whisper completed for your carries, which is pretty big. I would have preferred an Eye Edge still for Twitch, but okay. Because on the other side, Dyrus is just, okay, Ninja Tab Eyes and Sunfire Cape, and that's it. So I don't really warrant these, because that's basically the only armor that there is in this game. And yeah, okay. This is fine. I'm not against it. 100% against it. Anyway. So Looper is going to be given that blue buff. Looper is really starting to be a threat, by the way. 2 items plus a bit of resistances. And that's a scary Kale, level 14. If left unchecked, can deal a nice little bit of damage. Imp going to go a bit forward. That's Unbreakable was thrown onto the side. Quite bad. And actually, Mata will take half HP from that mistake. But he'll be able to get a bit of HP back thanks to 2 potions. Oh, that's another big trade, though. That's another big trade. Taking down under half now, Mata. But look at that. The damage from the Rat-a-tat-tat from Imp. Bjergsen gonna take a bunch. And Wild Turtle forced to flash out by Pawn. Also flashed himself to get that. But I would say that the flash from Lucian is more important than the flash from Yasuo. Especially since you have the Glacial Fissure or the Dragon Rage Kick to set the Yasuo up. Baron is going to be taken down by Samsung White. I'm not really that excited about this one because, I mean, yeah, they did take down both Bjergsen and Wild Turtle very low. So this was basically a free take. And on the other side, they're looking for the Drake, but the Drake is already done. And they didn't know that because they didn't know the timing on it. Okay, so bot lane is going to be taken down by that massive wave that actually goes around. That's pretty cool. But yes, the Winions have taken down a turret. There's 2 inhibs that are ripe for the taking for TSM, but I don't think they are in any way going to get there, unfortunately for them. They're looking to set up a trap. Both Bjergsen, Wild Turtle, and Dyrus, and Lost Boy now, are looking to set up a trap for Pawn. If ever he goes forward. Doesn't look to be the case. Looper's going to try and go for that, though. Now he won't. Now he just won't. Why did you show up? He would have done it. He would have gone forward. But now he just won't. Looper will just stay back now and wait a few more seconds. Maybe even a wave. Because then, until they see the players from TSM, basically. Because you don't have to go forward. You don't. Look at that. He's just staying back. And he knows, yeah, I'm not going to go for that. Why would I? You have double... This is the GP build. You have the... the double cloak for Imp. That's pretty cool. Hex Drinker for Pawn, which is pretty tanky now at that point against like Bjergsen, whatever Bjergsen can throw at him. Yes, of course, the Orb of Deception has a bit of true damage, but it also has some magic damage, and the rest of the kit is also full AP, so yeah, that Hex Drinker does do a bit of work. Against the Deathfire Grasp, that is going to be quite good. Just trading a bit of waves right now. Unfortunately, the Baron has not really amounted to much right now. They're playing it quite slow. They're not grouping as 5 or anything because... To be honest, TSM's 5-man is still quite frightening in its own right. You know, one bad charm or one hook and your game could end like that. Because right now you have some inhibitors open and a Mundo that can tank it. A Mundo that can tank the turrets. So one bad plays, you get aced and the game is over for Samsung White. So you do have to be careful about that. But right now, of course, 5-man with Dyrus showing up in the top lane. That's going to be a good amount of damage on Tomato. Actually taking down very, very low. The Ignite will be enough to take him down. Amazing will not be able to get out with the Dragon Rage kick, setting up the ultimate for Pawn. And that is just going to be a trade of support for Jungler, which is always going to be good for that SSW team. And Imp gets an extra kill with the Rat-a-tat-tat Expunge onto Lost Boy. Just completely 100 to 0'd. He had the Face of the Mountain shield, but He didn't use it, unfortunately. He might have stayed alive on that. Imp. Oh, that is scary. That is scary for Imp. Gonna flash away. Okay, gonna flash away. Pawn actually getting in the middle of the turrets. Gonna take a bit of damage. The intervention will be thrown on top of him. The wind wall to not take the cleaver. The infected cleaver. Now infected bone saw, but before it was cleaver. And that is just it. That's just that. Man, this SSW team is scary, because even that, just Imp playing so confident in the middle of 3 people, showing up and dealing a lot of damage to Bjergsen with a charm, that is something. But Mata stays alive longer than intended. Amazing was spotted because, you know, the E from Dandy reveals targets. Unfortunately, there was also a ward. There was also a control ward. So, a pink ward. Damn it. So, yeah. But hey, look at that. The average game time for Samsung White, that is probably the second longest game they've had to play right now. You have a Marvan Morius on pawn. He is a big Yasuo. 6-0 and 8. How are you going to get the 0-10 power spike if you never die? Yes. Alright. GA for both Looper and Dandy. So that's now 7 lives. Randuin's Omen for Mada, which is interesting. Because the only auto attacker is Lucian. Because even Amazing is not auto attacking. So that's weird. If it is for the slows don't add up. So Winter's Bite or Glacial Fissure slow don't really add up with the Randuin slow, you know? They're not additive. They're multiplicative. Which means that the slows don't actually do too much when put together. Yeah, we'll see about that. I'm not too confident about that buy at all. But okay. Danny gonna get hooked. Not gonna get charmed though. That charm was a bit late. There are some Merc Treads, so that's why. Ultimate gonna be used by Wild Turtle. Mata gonna block most of the shots, but still the wave is gonna be taken down. Ow. Sorry, that was me. Zhonya is almost completed for Bjergsen, but not yet. But now the game has really turned on its head, and now Samsung White's power is gonna be thrown onto whatever TSM can throw at them. You know, you have an intervention. You have the Dragon Rage Cake, which can set up a lot for Pawn. Maybe the Glacial Fissure too for Mata. But basically, you have a lot of tools, and TSM are starting to run out of options more and more. So we'll see how this goes. I think Dyrus is looking for a Thornmail as his 3rd item, but he will not be able to get to that. There's a Flame Horizon in the mid lane with 107 CS extra for Pawn on Bjergsen. That is an amount. And the Baron is going to be started and just decimated. No one can respond in time for TSM. All that they're going to do is just get onto the jungle of Samsung White, get a few camps if they can, and maybe look for a play. Oh, there are pings. There are pings in the bushes. They know what they're trying. They know what Samsung, they know what TSM are trying to do. So instead of going to the sides, we'll just barrel down mid. We'll just go in the mid lane. Let's just end this. And you know what? That is the perfect plan. Oh, they're looking for a backdoor. They are looking for a backdoor. Oh my god. A 5-man backdoor, but instead, you have the team gonna throw themselves back towards the defense, and no one backed, and everyone is cutting the line, and Amazing is gonna be left alone. Gonna try and flash away the lantern, actually, and he's out, but will everyone be? Dandy flashes and gets the kick onto Bjergsen, and that is just Bjergsen decimated. Flash out from Wild Turtle, actually flash to the side more than anything. Amazing gonna be spotted. I'm going to try and lose a bit of time for this Samsung team, but look at the damage he's taking from Imp. All those autos are massive, and just Looper going to try and finish the game at the same time. TP to the bot lane, has a wave, And Amazing just tries to get the inhibitor, but will not be able to do so, and will just go down. Oh, never mind. He is actually still alive. Hey, he's actually going to stay alive on that. On the other side, though, Dandy and Looper are going to slowly end this game. They have a big wave. Dyrus is going to be left a little bit to rot again. That's his 6th death, unfortunately. And it's going to be game 3-1 for Samsung. Wild Turtle. Yeah, I don't know what your plan was there, bub. But they're not ending the game. What are they doing? Both turrets are down, no? Oh, no, there's still one up. Never mind. So that's why. There's still a turret up. There was no more wave. So they couldn't actually finish it like that. So they had to wait a bit more. Bjergsen is actually back alive. But Amazing is going to get kicked. And going to get taken down. Pawn is now legendary. 9-0 and 10. Going to take a bit of damage from Bjergsen. The charm going to be missed. And that's the end of the game. Samsung White going to take the series 3-1. And are going to move on to the semi-finals, where they're going to face the winner of EDG versus Samsung Blue, I think. So there you go. And that was just, oh, look at them. They're all smiles. They know. They're like, okay, well, we tried our best. If that was your best, though, it's a bit worrisome for NA, because you have a second team, NA. You have a second team. That team is Cloud9. How will they fare in their matchup against Najin, I think. Is it Najin White Shield? It's either Najin White Shield or... Shit. I don't remember. It's fine. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. And on YouTube, I'll say to you goodbye.